Yo, what up? That was actually almost a perfect ending. That was a perfect ending to a song. What is what is going? Oh shit, it wasn't me. It's goddamn the music. Um, what is going on, my good people? Let me play that shit. I actually like this song right here. Hold on, let me go back and play something in the background. Nope, nope. That was actually a pretty good song. She said she don't like this one because it make you want to fall asleep, but I like it. You said perfect sleep music. Oh shit, what happened to that? Anyway, trying new things with the music that's being played while we wait for the show to start. Let me fire the bottom of this shit. Damn, it's like I can't see. And they are open. You just tell me to open my eyes, like my eyes weren't open. There we go. All right, what's going on? Like I promised today, we're going to be reviewing a debate between E the Man and E Darkness. Uh, I also got a bonus one today between Matt Walsh and some other guy. If y'all want to watch it, it's not actually boring. It's actually pretty good. But I mean, I like boring shit, and I think it's good. So, well, I don't know if it's gonna be boring. I don't know if Eat Man and him is gonna be boring. I just think it was a political debate. One side's versus Harris, the other side's versus Trump, and I actually want to know what y'all think about it. There's there's a Jubilee video that kind of does the same, except for it's one liberal who's 19-year-old who does political debates. Well, he does political debating as a living, and he takes on 20 conservatives. I thought that was interesting, and I watched majority of it, and I will say the young man surprised me. Surprised me. I don't know if he can take that much punishment. Yeah, he surprised me. He sat there and he stood his ground. Yeah, so I don't know, man. I thought it was a good little thing, but we'll see how far we get with Jubilee. I might have to flip it up, turn it around, and all of that extra shit if we get to it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We the fluff piece there. So I ain't gonna lie, I'm tired of this dog shit. Uh, I literally just woke up like 15 minutes ago. I'm tired. I'm super fucking tired. Um, other than that, man. Let's see. We got the building. We got Ron in the building. He said, "What's up?" Kingdom Mind says, "Good evening, porch people." The white woman is showing her white pink hands. I love those pink toes. Yes, I do. Shine said he's about to beat somebody up. Mayo said, "Hello, fam." We got Tiffany that says, "How your mama and them?" Butterfly John with the salute all the way around. And Steven, I are Steven in the building, saluting everyone as well. Or, well, saying hello. Oh, did he say he black? And then we got Zoomer Generation in the building, and as well as Easy. We have also people on what the hell is this place called? Rumble. So listen, I'm tired. Don't hold me to nothing. Just ride with it. Rock with it. Let's give the people over on Rumble a standing ovation for being there because we know them niggas don't know nothing about YouTube. So we're gonna stay on whatever that place is called. Rumble. And it is what it is.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Thank you guys for being on Rumble. If you would like to join the stream, all you gotta do is hit the link in the hit the link that I'm about to drop in the chat over there on Rumble. If you would like to join the stream, hit the link and come on and be a part of it. Tell us what you feel, how you feel, what you see, anything like that. Other than that, we have OG Dude Dirty Kai, the King Hater, and Mayo motherfucking Monkey in the back. Y'all can come up whenever y'all feel like it. Also, here is a link for everyone on YouTube that want to join the stream. As a matter of fact, let me pin that to the top. I gotta do that. That's one thing I got to do. Give me a second. I did see some of the most foulest, nastiest shit today, but that's just me. Some people might think it's a good thing. I think it was disgusting and foul. and it needs to be called out. People gotta stop. Some some of this shit needs to be stopped. And if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. I will say it later though. That shit was disgusting. I know Butterfly Jones know what I'm talking about because he's everywhere. And yeah, that shit was nasty. That shit was utterly disgusting. But no, besides the poo. No, sir, besides the poo. But yes, you're in the right direction. What up, LA and Mayo? How you guys doing? Let me cut this music off and my ears drumming.
He black.
He he black. I wasn't gonna let him know. I wasn't gonna leave it out. I didn't see the one with the kid versus the conservatives, but I watched the other one versus Trump versus Kamala people. That was okay. That was a waste of an hour. Actually, everyone angry on both sides just resort to yelling. Absolutely, you're right about that. I watched that one too.
Yeah,
Uh,
that smug little fucking Harris supporter. I just wanted to strangle his dumb ass. That boy just dumb, and he doesn't know it.
Well, I will give you that, but they didn't combat his arguments well too. The
Well, no,
problem,
they're not going to actually pick somebody on to be on there that's going to do it.
well, they tried. They tried. They gave him a little bit of his. But now I will give him this. That white woman gave him the business because she wouldn't allow him to talk. So you know, if the person that doesn't allow you to talk wins to me, if you can't get your shit across. But anyway, we got Eat It Back coming in. We got Easy up here saying evening to everyone. Oh. Bootzilla's in the building. How you doing? She said, "What's up, everyone?" And Butterfly Jones. How you doing, LA?
He black. What's up, sir? So news. You don't give a fuck about my news.
Go ahead, tell us the news.
My official retirement date, October the 13th.
He
Yeah.
black.
He black.
Mm-hmm.
So I will be throwing the fuck everybody party for the police department.
Mm.
I might go in there and piss on the desk.
I don't think you'll
Might.
do it.
I
I
might
don't
go in there
think.
and piss on the desk. But I might actually live stream that day because I gotta go clean out my locker and everything else. So
Oh, look at him. He's so excited. He's so excited.
he black. That's a fact.
Did you decide when you're leaving and going to Latinoville?
Yeah. August. I'll be out of here.
August.
Yeah,
August.
August. I got some
August.
things I gotta take care of. August, sir.
August.
Yes, sir.
Next August.
Yes, sir. Won't be this August. I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
know. I mean, August just passed.
I was say this nigga is stupid. This nigga dumb to the motherfucker. Okay, all right. I was about to say this nigga is an idiot, but
I mean, you repeated like 30 times, and I said yes. I understand.
because
He black.
some people
That's a
stupid.
fact.
Some people is absolutely stupid. What up, OG Dude? How you doing, my good sir?
No shit, sitting here rolling up, nigga.
LA, are you doing a show tomorrow?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. Because my wife was trying to tell me that you said that you weren't gonna be, and I said he was lying.
Yeah, I
He said
definitely was lying. Y'all called me out on it. We all
I
knew
know.
I was lying. I'll be going next week though. Next Tuesday, I won't be doing the show.
Yes.
We all knew I was lying, sir.
That's because you're a nigga.
Y'all
and
called
lie.
me out on it. Yeah, y'all called me out on it.
I know.
Yeah, minding people my business. Minding my
Yeah.
business. He
Oh
black.
no, I'm always in your business, sir. It's all
That's
right.
a fact.
It is what it is. Let's get this shit started because I didn't watch none of it. I just seen him debating it. Listen, if it's a wash, we gotta go ahead and get up off of it. You know what I'm saying?
Send me
But we're
my
gonna
$2.
try, huh? Oh yeah, we did have
Send me my
$2.
$2. No, you
We,
forfeited, bitch. You just send me my $2, nigga.
we
That's all I'm
did
saying.
get $2. Look,
Yes, sir.
$2. I
Ain't
ain't
here for
worried
the
about
money.
it.
I'm trying
Let
to
me see if
roll
I
up.
got. Let me see if I $2.
We put faith in two people we know we shouldn't have put faith in.
That's
But
a
fuck it,
whole
it happened.
fact. Y'all, no, I'm gonna tell y'all was a little above y'all stuff last night when y'all was talking this bullshit. I said, okay.
Oh, you heard it? You heard it?
Oh
It was a
yes, sir.
badass movie. It was badass. The word badass
was
movie
good.
you picked,
Ew,
sir.
ooh, and
That shit was terrible.
I don't know what happened, man. It's just like we didn't
This
got.
is
Yeah, I got $2 for you, though. We fucking Listen, I'm telling you, it's just like bad movie. That was 2 days in a row of bad movies. But I will blame the first one on you, right? And then
Yeah,
I
that's
take
a fact.
full responsibility of the second one because I didn't know. And Boneyard to me sounds like a fighting movie per se. I don't read, the what do you call it?
Boneyard. You talking about the one with 50 Cent?
Yeah.
We watched that. You watched that twice, you moron. We already watched it once.
I didn't watch.
Bro,
Listen,
see, Tom, look, why we the only two people that didn't see the damn movie? That's sad.
Well, Mama picked the movie.
Oh yeah, Mayo didn't remember it either. So yeah, we was in there. 3 of us didn't see this motherfucker.
Literally,
Everybody
y'all
else
were
seen
dead
it.
in the fucking chat. Mama picked the movie.
Bro, I don't even remember talking about this movie.
I don't.
It was on your night.
On whose night? Mine.
OG night.
Oh, it was on OG's night. Oh, okay. Okay,
That's
so
what
that
I'm
makes it
saying.
even
I
better.
don't even remember this shit, bro. That's
This
crazy.
nigga is crazy.
Listen, all I'm gonna say is we watched it again.
It was
and
bad,
still
wasn't it?
Absolutely, utterly trash.
It didn't make no goddamn sense, did it?
Listen, it was so disjointed, and I was just like, this is hot garbage.
Yeah, I didn't want to hurt Mama feelings. I was so fucking confused at the movie.
When did we start caring about hurting people's feelings, especially
All I
old
know
white
is
women?
she talking about something. That's a true story. I said, well, hell, I hope they never find them bitches. This is dumb. This is dumb.
Yo, that shit was hot,
Oh,
dude. Yeah, Zoomer right. It was trash 2 times. That's great. Yeah.
Oh, facts.
It wasn't even confusing. It was just dumb.
Yeah. That's it for the boneyard. And then at the end of it made no more sense, did it? They found more bitches dead.
Hey, you need to get back here. We looked on the other side. We didn't want to the first time, but we wanted to give it a fresh eye. And like we need you to come back and look at the rest of the other
17,000 more dead bodies.
Hey, get the fuck out of here. Either y'all the most, what it is Mesa, New Mexico, so
that's a whole fact.
They don't have a good track record on doing
I still don't understand 50 part. I don't understand what was 50 role in the whole fucking movie.
It was just a black colonel. That's all that was. That was it. They wanted to show that they had a black colonel that was doing good, and they had a black fucking sergeant that was a piece of shit.
I thought he was the chief of police. He wasn't no colonel.
Oh, colonel, sergeant, chief police, whatever the fuck it was.
That's how much you watched the movie. He black.
Nigga, that was hard, dog. I was thinking about taking tequila shots on a Sunday, dog. It was pretty bad. I just didn't want to do it. I just didn't want to do it. But anyway, let's get to this Eater Man Williams. Let's hear. He had a pretty decent intro. I don't know if y'all want to hear his intro.
No, sir.
You don't want
my whole life without hearing that fucking intro.
Well, don't worry about it. We're gonna
this nigga Tip is tripping.
Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell.
She black.
Who you wanna be is on the line. Your legacy is you. Your choices is the truth. Association with what you knew, it's time to change that move.
I don't know what the right hand is for, but
those are just the things I want.
Okay, so his intro to what's happening today.
He might voice be killing.
Down in the smoke clears away. Watch the world trade.
So yeah, that's just a quick little cap. I'm definitely looking forward to that. Definitely us having what we call couples retreat, having those conversations. That's definitely going to be a plus. So definitely stay tuned for that. I hope you guys can hear me really good. But I want to play this debate.
Hear me clear.
First question, before we play this debate, I actually want to play a clip for you guys just to get you guys to a point where you're thinking in the right space, right? What's up, E Black? How you doing? Shout out to E Black. The video we're gonna run through today, E Black did such an excellent job of actually going through and talking about why he believes that you should be Team Harris. Obviously, I'm Team Trump. So shout out definitely what y'all.
I can't. We already stopping, sir.
Oh yeah. This is because I see you trying to hide the bullshit. So you already see he already coming off with this crazy. He doing this thing, same thing he did with podcast. W for the OG. I'm telling you what's about to happen. I thought he was gonna come in different. He came in a little too hot. Look, he already thinking his mind is popping too much. Eater Man got to slow down. When he popping like that, it's gonna be the same thing when him and Beans had that conversation. He gonna think he right about something without even taking information in to calculate it. So I'm already know I'm about to get the W. Yeah.
Are you done?
Yes, sir. I just want to throw that out there. Make sure y'all see it.
Shut your ass up. You don't know shit. This is the intro to the goddamn debate, nigga. God
I know.
damn.
He black.
To do it.
That's a fact.
And I wasn't gonna play this back, but I had a couple people reach out to me and they asked me what did I think about the debate, and I thought it'd be cool for us to actually play the debate. And I'm pretty sure E Black, if you want, I'm gonna drop the link at the end after I play the debate over here, and then we can have a conversation. But I definitely want to do that. But before we get started, I wanted to play a video really quickly. It's easy, I think, for the young people to say they don't know Trump because Trump old. We know Trump, 70-some years old. And people say, well,
80.
He's a racist. So what I say is let's ask
I thought he was 80.
Before we get started, going back through the debate and actually going through it, I'm really going to try not to interrupt the debate because I want you to form your own opinion. But the one question that the young people, I mean, the people under 25, they said, he's racist, right?
He's not.
So he's like 1 year younger than Joe Biden.
No, he's not 1 year younger than Joe Biden.
Hold his Trump, sir. He closer to 80 than 70, sir.
He's 78.
Okay, so that's closer to 80 than 70.
That don't mean nothing. What you're saying? I said he's not 80, bitch.
How old did either man just say?
70.
77?
Mm-hmm. That's what I thought.
He ain't say no 77.
Yes, he did.
He ain't say no 77.
You just don't listen because you're a dumb jigaboo.
I told him just like I told you out. He black.
Are you done? Or are you done?
Oh, thanks, Kingdom Miner, for the cash app. I just saw it today. I appreciate it. I'm black.
How do we know if he is a racist or if he's not a racist? I'm gonna let you build that opinion for yourself. But I want to play this video for you real quick, and I want you to tell me what y'all guys think about this real quick. Let me know if y'all guys can hear this.
I don't think so. I've talked to a number of black entrepreneurs who, back in the late 80s and 90s, early 90s, were trying to get financing. They couldn't. Somebody told them to go check with Donald Trump. So they come back and tell me they got a loan from Donald Trump. He gave them a term loan. Show up with the interest and the principal, one check. But they had to go see him personally. They independently relate this tale that when they saw him, he said, "This what you're supposed to pay? This our agreement?" So yeah. And then tore the check up, shook their hands, and congratulations. Now run your business.
So the question I want to ask you guys, I wanted to play that video. For someone back in the 80s and 90s that's supposed to be so racist, do you think that he would have been funding black entrepreneurs? Do you think, I did my research, do you think that a racist would actually be financially backing Jesse Jackson when Jesse Jackson decided that he wanted to run for president? Those are just the things I want, but I don't want to be biased. That's why I made sure that I'm going to literally play it so everybody can say that I gave it a fair shot. And I want to play the debate straight up. So I'm going to play this debate, like I said, for you to make a decision for yourself, because my biggest goal is I want you guys to be able to say, yes, I do believe I'm going to vote for Team Trump or I'm going to go Team Harris. Either way, I'm perfectly fine with either option. But I think that me and E Black did such a great job. I wanted to play it back over here. So if you guys say, hey, you think that this is some good content, definitely leave a message. Make sure y'all guys like and subscribe. And if you want to buy, me a coffee, our Cash App is all honey. So if you want to Cash App us, all honey, send us that and we'll appreciate you buying coffee. But one thing we want to do is we want to get to the debate, and I want you guys to just tell me at the end of this. Like I said, at the end of this, I'm definitely going to drop the link if you choose that you want to do it. But our biggest goal is for you guys to play it back for the people who say that wanted me to do it. And then we'll have a conversation if you choose to. So definitely we're going to get started with that debate. And here we go.
Barnabas will drop the link in his chat. All right.
Why get the white man?
I will leave my usual hosting duties to be a participant of the panel. The floor is yours, Barnabas.
All right, this is great. So what we're going to do is go ahead and start off each of you, and we'll start with E. the Man Williams. Shortly, just in probably under 5 minutes or so, could you tell me why Trump is the better candidate for America?
All right. So I'm going to tell you why I believe. I want to cover a couple of things, and I'm not going to take 5 minutes because I want to make sure that we get why Cam should be president. But the first thing I'm going to say is that if you ever look at two different sides of this equation, the first side of the equation is you got one side is saying that this is the welfare program, right? Every policy that E-Black's about to cover for the next hour and a half is going to be talking about welfare, and it's going to be connected to a welfare program. What I'm going to do is I want you to really go back to 2016. I want you to really understand what 2016 looked like. I want you to think about the gas prices. The question is not if Trump can do it, can he do it again? That's the question that we got to ask. Can we have the lowest gas prices? Can we make sure that when our families, friends, and loved ones walk into the grocery store, we got to ask ourselves this question: would they be able to afford food again? You know, one thing that I do, and I really don't like talking about what I do, is I've been volunteering at a food bank. And the people that I see actually walk into these food banks, these are not the people that was walking into these food banks in 2016 to 2020. These are people that back 4 years ago could afford to take care of their family, their friends, and they're saying right now things are just too high. So anything that I want y'all guys to do when we're talking about this tonight is I want you guys to really focus on what life can be. Remove the people. Let's put her to the side. Let's put him to the side. And I want to ask you, what do you want the next 4 years to look like? And if you was to just go from policies and past records, because we got to go off her last 4 years and the 4 years before that Trump did, which one are going to put you in a good position for you to be able to move forward in your life? And I believe, based off my research, my knowledge, that Donald Trump have a plan to be able to get us back to a place where people can afford things again. So that's all I'm going to take, about 2.5 minutes. I didn't need 5 minutes, but I definitely wanted to open up with, let's go back to where you can afford things again.
There it is. Make America great again.
We all know that Kamala Harris said we ain't going back.
That's a fact. A new way forward. I had this debate with my brother, not a debate, but I had the discussion with my homies the other day. So my brother put in our group chat, which when going where gas price cheaper, doing now or with Trump? And I was like 100% with Trump. So everybody always used this metric. Oh, during COVID, I was like, can y'all? Maybe we remember things different, because I distinctly remember gas being almost close to under $2 a gallon for a while.
187 here in Florida.
Yeah. So I'm like, so I looked it up. So I'm like, this is what we'll do. Let's look up the gas prices before. And I'm like, this would make it fair. We'll do 2016 till 2019. And then we'll do 2022 to now. Mm-hmm. So, and I'm like, look at the difference. Of course, niggas got quiet after that because they saw the damn prices and how crazy it was. And I'm like, I don't know why y'all keep on pretending that shit was just so bad during Trump's presidency. And this is the crazy part. Even Charlemagne the Cuck had to admit shit was popping when Trump was president. I mean, he had to say it himself. Everything was going good. For some odd reason, when people trying to make it seem like a lot of things were so bad, or we were so divided, but yet all y'all motherfuckers had more money in your pocket. Absolutely. That didn't matter then. It's funny as shit how people got short-term memories, man. And I don't get why.
Do you think his opening statement was strong?
No, he's boring as fuck. But he wasn't. No, is he convincing? No. But is he telling the truth? Yes.
Okay.
But this is for Eden Man talks to people who got common sense. And I got to give him credit for that, because he's a logical talking man. But we all know people these days are not logical. I mean, I'm not trying to talk bad about him, because I actually like the bull, but I'm just saying he's a logically speaking man. And I think these days you got to remember a lot of people are fucking morons. Why do you think OG always got problems talking to people? Because he think logically, and a lot of other motherfuckers just stupid. No, so he got to tone it down.
No, sir, I'm just stupid. Are we judging them, or are we gonna be judging what they saying to it? Are we judging the debate, or are we just judging what they saying? I ain't talking about what, because LA was right on everything he just said. I don't own with the percentages and stuff, it's off, but I get what he's saying. Are we gonna be judging like the shit that's coming out their mouth, or how them niggas is doing the debate?
Both. I mean, shit, it's all part of the debate. You can't take one without the other.
I'm just trying to make sure I get my $2 because it don't seem like he on top of his shit right now. So can I?
Okay, that's why I asked. Do you think his opening statement was weak?
I can't tell. I don't know what E Black gonna say. I don't know nothing about politics.
Nigga,
so
I'm just talking about what the hell that nigga said. Was
I don't
it
know
convincing
what this nigga talking about.
Oh,
Tom, I have no idea on what this nigga talking about. But besides nigga,
shut your
only
ass.
person that made sense up here was LA talking about the gas prices. There's something either man didn't say. I wish LA was up there. I could have understood, but what I'm telling you is
a simple Google check, man. I don't know why people don't do it. Simple.
So what I'm saying is, are we gonna? I don't know what this dude talking about. I'm only going to go by the argument they have, who's going to be right or wrong on what they saying or how they. That's why I'm going off the debate because I really can't go off on what the individual is saying. We're going off a debate. A debate is not if you're right or wrong.
I know that. That's why I was like, "What are you talking about?" It's all encompassing of the debate because we're the audience. We're the one who's supposed to choose who wins the debate or not. Who is more convincing? That's all.
Okay.
Or is that not how you debate?
We just started eating, man. You can hit the link.
Yeah, you get the link, old nigga.
Yeah. Like I said, he talked to people with common sense. But with these days, we all realize when you talk to people, a lot of people are dumb as fuck. So you got to actually talk down to their level. Yeah, we've seen that a million times. I mean, just like everybody who talk about Kamala, and what's her thing? That she never. Yeah, she never give an answer. She always like, when she talk about what you're gonna do for economy, the first thing she said was, "I grew up in a middle class household," and people think that's a fucking answer.
That it's not.
And you're like, wait a minute, what? Like Absolutely. That's so. I've learned that you got to literally talk down to stupidity with these people. You got to.
If you haven't heard what I've been saying for the last 12 goddamn years, is that America, well, at least for the last 2, American people are stupid as shit.
Yeah,
stupid as fuck. You know, they like shiny shit that does nothing for you.
And I'd say the average IQ now is about 80, 85.
Yeah, and that's retarded. That's literally retarded.
Yep.
Retardation.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's continue. Let's see.
And indeed, sounds like Ethan Man Williams is voting with his wallet. E Black, to you, sir. Tell me why Kamala is better for America.
Well, I think for one, when we talk, we'll discuss over a period of this hour or so time. We'll discuss exactly what Ethan Man Williams was talking about, how far we have come. I do remember, like he said, 2016, and I do remember the years in between. And it's all about trust. Who do you trust with America's future? I want to talk about many of Kamala Harris's future plans for the middle class. I want to talk about her strictness on criminal justice. We're going to talk about what the plan is for the new economic future of America post the disastrous
I'm sorry, Tom.
leadership that Trump
has. No, just give me. All right, listen. Just give me 2 seconds. I promise I ain't gonna take long. I promise I ain't gonna take. See, this is the problem I have. He's going to tell us about what she says about the economic future when she didn't even say it yet. So what the fuck? Like we didn't even get her to say it yet, sir. All right, that's it. I think I was gonna take long.
All right, I take it back 5 seconds.
All right,
leadership that Trump has had and how we've recovered after that, and we are moving forward. We're no longer in 2016. This is 2024. 8 years. We are now moving forward. And how does that moving forward look? And do we want to go back to an erratic leader, or do we want to go back with stability, honor, and grace? One of the many things that
an erratic leader that got us into no new wars
is not really successful in his own personal life, his own political life. He's overachieved, and I think it's time that we actually take a look at what effectively makes America run. And what makes America run is great policies by great leadership. We are seeing the effects of Trump. So if you want to call this a vote against Trump, that's a valid statement. Or do you want to say, hey, we want to move forward? I think I'm very confident in the direction that we could.
It's just the opening statement.
We did elect our Democratic nominee, Kamala Harris. So
that wrap it up box.
I'm going to leave it at that. Once again, I want to say thank you to Barnabas and to Ethan Man Williams.
There it is. So stability, honor, and grace. That's what I took off of that. And speaking of stability, honor, and grace, Edelman Williams, there's been something that's really bothering the Dems. There's been something that's come up quite a bit in regards to your man, Donald Trump. And there's a magic number that comes up with it too. And I'm talking about Trump has 34 felonies that he is being charged with. And I ask to you, sir, does this show his lack of moral turpitude? Does this show that he is a criminal, or is this some type of lawfare? And how is this going to affect the election? Does this change your mind, or does this give you second thoughts about voting for Trump with 34 felonies against him, sir?
Well, he said
absolutely not. So if you really research these felonies, because they gave Trump an ultimatum. They said, hey, if you don't run for president, we won't bring these charges against you. If you do run for president, we're going to bring these charges against you. And I think what we really need to do is we need to thank Trump for being brave and saying, you know what? I'm not going to let you guys bully me. I'm not going to let y'all guys be able to silence me and do what's best for America. What I'm actually going to do is, regardless of how y'all attack me, whatever y'all guys try to throw the book at me, what I am going to do is I'm going to put this country first. So this idea of them being able to bring these charges, and most people don't know the charges. Let's be honest. Most people don't know what the charges are. Now, most people haven't looked. When you talk to some of these Democrats and you ask them what was he charged 37 charges with, they have no idea. They just know that he's been charged with something. If you have been following what's going on in Georgia, you understand that the whole system is crazy. If we remove it from what Donald Trump is going through, look at what's going on with Young Thug right now. Been locked up for 2 years, running in circles. So this idea that I am a criminal just because they bring charges against me, and we understand that even the Democrat says that our system is flawed. Now we want to be able to hold these judges to say that they're actually moving with purpose and wisdom. Come on. I think this was just a way to close it up. This was a way to get something against him to be able to make people anti-Trump. Like E. Black said, they're anti-Trump. They're not pro-Cam. They're anti-Trump. They said, how can we make a way for them to be more anti-Trump? And these charges is the way that they tried to do it.
E.
Black, what do you have to say about that? What do you think of those 34 charges?
Well, I think it's obvious that when it comes down to Donald Trump, we talk about America trust. Once again, do we trust Donald Trump? Because once again, he's lied on business transcript and it's on business documents.
Name one.
Hush money, using campaign funds to hide his own indiscretions, the shady deals. That's all I understand this. Donald Trump has been known to do shady stuff to get the things that he wants accomplished, and we do not need that type of leadership. So when I think about Donald Trump and his hush money, because that's what it is, it's hush money. He was out there doing Diddy freak-offs with porn stars. I think this is the type of leadership we do not need, and the 34 charges could be more. There could be more, but because of a lot of Donald Trump's legal games that he plays, we can't get to the bottom of what's going to happen with him. Now, let's also understand this. He may be guilty of these charges, but when he becomes president, do you think he would not pardon himself? Do you think that we as a country want to set an example that we want to see the president of the United States pardon himself of crimes that a jury has found guilty of? That's not the type of leadership we need. And I think that is, in my opinion, an automatic disqualifier for president of the United States.
All right, we're gonna pause it right there because that was a good place to stop. They both answered the questions.
Yes, sir.
Who was more convincing? We can start at the new person. Jill.
Hey, how's it going? Thanks for
How's it
having
going?
me.
Yes, sir.
I'm obviously not a female. Jill is an acronym for Jesus is
I kind
Lord.
of feel it. Yeah.
I'm just gonna call you Jay. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah, actually, my name came from an atheist because he refused to say it. So he said, "I'll call you
That's
Jill,"
cool.
and it stuck. So that's been my name for about 7 years now on YouTube.
Mm.
But yeah, this I would have asked the liberal. I would have asked him to name what Donald Trump was charged with.
Yeah.
Force him to actually show him improve instead of just the rhetoric. So I would say that the Trump supporter is more convincing, at least
Okay.
at this to this point.
To this point, wrestler, you want to jump in?
No, I've heard this kind of talk before. I want to know where the details are gonna be at.
Okay. Oh, gee, I hate to ask
Oh,
you, but
you
go
you
ahead.
already know me, nigga. I'm going with E. Blinak. You hear me?
Oh,
Real talk. If you think
Okay.
about the conversation that was had, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I don't do political shit. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? I don't do none of this. So I'm only judging the debate by the debate and the questions that's being
Absolutely.
asked.
Absolutely.
That's it. I'm trying to win my $2. Now, if E the man say some shit that's gonna be like, you know what I'm saying, hey, E Black, he got you. I'm gonna say that shit. So I'm gonna say this. If you think about what the question was, it was about talking about the guy, the 30-fold, I guess, you know what I'm saying, whatever. And I got where E the man was with the charges. I got where E the man was coming from. I got his point. And E Black, the way that he put it, again, he's bringing up a little bit more information. I was expecting E the man to throw all that shit off. Like, I mean, just don't tell me, bro, that these 34 counts. Now, I understand the 34 counts. Some of these counts that we didn't see on here, you can literally say the jury did this, or this shit here is really nothing. It was this. You know about all this stuff. This is a person that you support. So I would want to hear that type of information. I don't want to just understand. I understand where you're coming from with it because the way that you said it. But I need more information on that. At least E Black went into stuff. Now it might not have been correct, and as Jay just said, that shit was wrong. I get it because I ain't looked it up and I don't know. But what I'm saying is, who brought up what?
So hold on, just want to tell y'all the rules, right? I don't want to give my opinion because it's me. We could not ask each other questions. So
Okay.
the idea I want y'all to put in your mind, I couldn't turn to E Black and ask more questions. I'm supposed to direct, based on the rules, direct my questions back or my comments back to the host, the moderator. So it's not like me and E Black is having a conversation, even though it's between us. It's us actually responding. Now I'm gonna find a creative way to still respond, but my response is supposed to be to the question that was asked. So just to let y'all know, so y'all say y'all should have asked all these questions. We couldn't say, E Black, let me ask you all these questions. We only can respond. So I just want to give y'all that idea when y'all making y'all commentary. But good job, guys. Y'all guys doing great.
For sure. Thank you for coming up, my good sir. LA, you the next.
I mean, now that E Black told me that, I kind of got a different opinion. I got
it. Wasn't E Black. Okay.
No, not E Black. E the man. My bad. I mean, that seemed like it was kind of rigged then, because the things that seemed like E Black could kind of make a point, but not have to use any proof. Like the point where he said Trump had 34 felonies, and then he said it was basically for election fraud, but that wasn't what the felonies were for. So you could just put out a bunch of shit that's not true, and you can't get fact checked.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I don't know. I mean, it kind of just changed my opinion now, because you can literally say anything, but as long as it sounds good, it's basically a Kamala. It's a Kamala. He didn't say anything.
Okay. All right.
I mean, tell me if I'm wrong or not.
I'm not saying you're wrong or right, sir.
Well,
I'm not saying you're wrong or right.
Sir.
No. What I'm gonna say is,
I respect your opinion, sir.
Okay, so my opinion is, I personally I don't like things based off emotion, and his first thing he brought up was back to the same thing, which was trust. How do you feel about this candidate? How do you feel, instead of bringing the facts of what you felt? Just like Edelman said, no one knows what those what the 34 counts, even though they were the same exact count. No one knows what those what the charges were. They just go off of he was convicted of 31 felonies. So but I know elections and people voting is based off of feelings, and that's one thing that if you can get someone to feel like you want to feel, you can get them to vote for you. So
Yeah.
I understand either man's position, and I understand E Black's position, but I don't like I don't me I don't base anything off of how I feel about something. I want to know the facts behind it. So I think I lean more E the man because I mean he the one that brought it up. But it is what it is. Mayo, are you there?
Yes, sir. It typical Democrat platitudes.
Yeah.
And ambiguity. Felonies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not felonies that were, a couple months before that, misdemeanors. And literally involving records that Donald Trump never touched, never signed, never handled.
Where the hell you get election fraud from? It was still in
that is
the
one of
Georgia
the
charges.
Yeah, the Georgia charges.
The Georgia charges.
But was that a part of his 34 felonies?
No.
Yeah, he said he was convicted of election. What I was stealing money from his campaign.
Well, it was
No,
also
and that's not even what it was.
He also mentioned the Stormy Daniels thing, which is not a felony, not even a charge, actually.
No, that's where his convictions came from. Though.
I know I wasn't going crazy.
What I'm saying is, it's not an actual charge because it's not illegal to have sex with someone and pay them not to speak about it. It's not illegal.
Okay, so look, I'm not trying to be funny or nothing. I'm listening to what y'all saying. Y'all got contention on what y'all just got through saying, and I don't know none of these facts. So let me just ask y'all this question: if he did do that, and even if he didn't, and they put these charges upon him, y'all saying none of this stuff that they didn't put in there for none of these charges that this man has been called for, we have no idea what they is. So they basically got a question mark next to him, and everything that everybody is saying from E Black and on TV and what y'all are dismissing is all an infer of something.
They literally
please explain that to me.
They literally had to
because I'm
change
lost
the
right
law.
now.
They literally had to change the law to actually bring these charges up.
Okay, cool.
To
charge him. Go ahead.
The charges were falsifying business records.
Okay, cool. So only thing I need to know is like I said, this is why I asked this. This is why I asked about the question, because I'm not understanding. I'm hearing y'all saying that these ain't even charges, but for some way, somehow, this dude got brought up on charges and had to and supposed to be talking to folks. Like, you had to get lawyers and everything else. And let me take this even farther back. Do Donald Trump have lawyers for this to even go against this shit?
Oh, of course.
Because I'm out of whack, because you're saying this is not even a charge and all this other stuff, but they putting this shit out and he's going through steps to get this shit to prevent if it even tell them like this shit didn't even happen or whatever he gonna say to do it. So I'm not understanding when y'all say this stuff is not happening. This is not what I understand that you're saying they came up with a charge. So if the charge wasn't
happen, no one said it didn't happen.
Well, the moral issue, the moral issue wasn't whether or not he actually had an affair with the woman. In my opinion, it was rather that he quote unquote paid her hush money. So that's what he was on trial for, that he paid her money not to speak on these issues, and they considered that to be election interference.
Okay,
to me,
so this
to me that is selective prosecution, because this happens all the time. Even if he did not sleep with the woman and he just did not want her to spread any more false rumors about him, he could pay her to shut up. That is perfectly legal. It happens all the time.
Not legal. Yeah.
Only when Donald Trump does it, it's illegal. It becomes
okay. So felony. He did the shit and he did it, and they made it that way. So somebody in the system is out to get him, but he went through this shit. What the fuck y'all telling me? Okay, absolutely. Continue, bro. I'm lost like a motherfucker. That's why I say I don't do politics, bro, because the way that y'all sitting here talking, it's like this nigga didn't even what this nigga just got through saying eat black TV. not E the man, but what E Black, goddamn, E Black just got through saying was totally out of there. But you're sitting here telling me something totally different right now.
No.
When
What
I'm sitting here on LA, you clarified. That's what made me think about it, sir. Because again, I don't pay attention to this shit. But what I'm hearing from y'all is this didn't happen. Then I heard Tom saying, "Oh no, they made this law up because old boy just explained you can literally do this, but they did this just to catch, bro." What are we doing?
What I said, they had to change laws for it to even get through it. And I was talking about the one in New York, the New York case with Alvin Bragg, with the whole being convicted, had to pay that female for
That's not what he was convicted of, Tom.
I know
he was convicted of falsifying business records. It had nothing to do with that woman and the supposed great case.
I was specifically charged about that because that's guaranteed that's going to come next, because what's the next one that comes true to it, because he's been told that he has to pay her. That's one conviction that he has on that they have one of, even though it was civil.
That's not a conviction, sir.
Well, okay, he was held liable because this is what they always say. This even came out of Harris's mouth, or Biden's mouth, is that he was liable for sexual assault.
No, it was harassment. It was harassment.
No. But they say sexual assault on the debate
he
stage.
was not. He was not found liable for sexual assault.
I got you, but that's not what's said on the debate stage. On
of
the
course,
debate stage,
because you're listening to Democrats.
Yeah, so I'm just going to tell you what they say. I'm not saying if it's right or wrong. I just know it's wrong. So, and this is what they say. But I mean, again,
I think she said that he was liable for slander. So he slandered her name. He said something in the press about the whole situation and called her a liar or something to that effect.
Well, that was the next thing they kept. But that's no. She literally said he was I can bring it up that he was found liable for rape, or whatever we said, sexual assault or some stupid shit she said. Anyway, I mean, I'll bring it up in a second. But the thing about what mine was, what I said is, I don't like when someone uses trust. I have nothing. I don't trust no one to tell me the truth. I want to see the facts and evidence behind it. And the thing about it is, when you got to start changing rules and adding this and saying you can't do that, it just doesn't sit right with me. Because the same thing, like even with the documents case, Joe Biden had the same documents pretty much, and the only thing was he wasn't in president. And presidents are the only one that can declassify things, but they found a way to try to charge him for that. That's why Trump keeps saying that they're using the DOJ to persecute their political enemies.
I was wrong about he was found liable for sexual abuse. I just looked it up according to Associated Press. I thought it was slander. I guess maybe that was a part of the judgment. Maybe
that was later that he got liable for slander. That was like literally after he kept saying that it didn't happen. But it is what it is.
Right.
Yeah. That's neither here nor there. But let's continue. Good questions.
Qualify people that have felony convictions so they can't be president of the United States. That sounds kind of dangerous to me, sir. And as far as lumping him in with these alleged P. Diddy parties, also P. Diddy is still not been convicted yet. So this is America, innocent until proven guilty, but more on that later. But let's get to Kamala E. Black. I have something I need to ask you. Kamala has not had an unscripted interview by herself. There's less than 50 days to the election. It doesn't look like it's ever going to happen. When I look at Kamala, I can't differentiate any policy change between her and Joe Biden. Is Kamala 2.0 with a more attractive, how shall we say, face on the outside, a more attractive physical body habitus? Is there any difference between her and Biden, or is it just going to be more of the same Biden policies?
The good thing about it is that Kamala has spent the last 4 years as vice presidency.
This nigga will not.
In fact, you asked me whether it's the same policy. No, it's the more improved policies. You want to talk about student loan reform. She is actively trying to increase that number so that more individuals can have student loans forgiven. We want to talk about the housing plan that she has put out. The initial plan was only 10,000. She's actually increased it to 25,000. We talk about Obamacare. We can talk about a lot of the plans. Her 4 years has taught her what it takes to be the president of the United States with the difficulties. And I can see right now, based on the policies that she has presented, that she's learning and she's learned that the next 8 years, because I do expect a reelection, we are going to have of not just Joe Biden's plan, but Kamala Harris's plan, because she's been given the ultimate school of knowledge in terms of politics concerns. So no, I don't believe that her plans are Joe Biden's. I think they're improved. I think she's learned more. I think understanding the role of Congress, because she was a senator, and I think she understands that. But I think also, if you want to just really call it for what it is, I think she understands what laws can get done and what laws can actually help us. But no, I do not believe that just Joe Biden 2.0, but I think it's Kamala 1.0.
Kamala 1.0. All right, E. the Man Williams, will there be any difference between Biden and Kamala? Are we talking same, worse, or better, sir? What do you think if she wins the presidency?
I get just in my time, I want to first go back to that last thing, and I'm going to answer that question too. It's funny we talks about judges prosecuting people that do wrong, but a DA that's hiding evidence from people to get out of jail and lock people up innocently, and 20 years later they're getting out saying that they was falsely accused. We don't prosecute those DAs, right? We also don't prosecute the people who keep people locked up past their sentence so they can work free and do what we call free labor. We won't do that either, but I get it. We just want the DA to prosecute when we want them to prosecute. Okay, I got that. But let's ask the question. You know why she don't? I'm going to answer his full question. I know maybe E. Black forgot a little bit of it, right? The reason she don't have interviews that's unscripted is because she don't have a plan. That's the simple answer. And what we heard E. Black talked about, welfare plans. He said, let's break it down. Let's give this 25,000 or 45,000, whatever thousand to people first from home fire. That's a handout. One thing that you're going to learn about them is since they already given handouts, Biden done gave all the handouts. You know, it's a reason he said Obamacare. What they're doing is they're trying to say, how can I be able to take the plan that's already in place and be able to give more money out to the public, which I'm okay with that. But what I believe, and I strongly believe, is that she really don't have a plan. And when you don't have a plan, what you try to do, you quote unquote say, I'm gonna make the current plan better. That's what we hear. So this idea that she's going to make it better, I don't know what she's been doing for the last 4 years, but there's no evidence that she's going to make it better. And if we go to her website, there's no evidence that she have a true plan. It's what the evidence shows us is that it sounds good. She's reading off of a teleprompter, and she got somebody writing these strips to say what she's going to do. But I don't think this woman truthfully and honestly got a plan, in my opinion.
Can I make a rebuttal?
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do answer, rebuttal, and then a rebuttal. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, go ahead.
No, he can't. He can't rebuttal. He gotta wait. I waited, so he gotta wait. No, you rebuttal when it's your time.
That's
all right. So we'll stop right there. He's right. Kamala Harris now does have plans on her website. At one point, she didn't, but it's literally almost word for word what she said on the debate stage for the most part. I mean, even if when he brought up the Obamacare, it doesn't change anything about it. It just says strengthen Obamacare pretty much, and I don't know how that's some more of the same. If it's everything else has been on her web. I mean, she said on the debate stage, to include she grew up in a middle class home as a daughter of a working mom. Even that's on there. So, so there you have it. So what you heard on the debate stage is literally on her website. There's no differentiating from her words coming out of her mouth to her policies on her website now. So that's good. At least you got that now. Jay, what you got for me, good sir? How did that question end up on whose favor do you see that on? Going once, Restless quiet. Wrestler,
Yes, sir.
what did you think of that question and answer?
I think nothing of it. I mean, honestly, until we know exactly what plan that, like, say, Kamala has in place, well, like, what exactly were you gonna say? We're gonna say that she has to run up what has already been running, was already been taken care of so far.
Well, she does have plans on her website. So like I said, I gave her that. I went and looked it up. I have it up. If you would like to indulge in it, we
I
could.
would.
You would, okay. You want me to send it to you?
That's fine.
All right. I will put that. Matter of fact, that's good knowledge. Here, I'm gonna put it in the chat. Here's it in the chat. If you want to see what her issues are, her so-called policies, and I'm gonna put it in the back if you would like to look at it as well. So she does have, like I said, it's pretty much uh it's pretty much the same thing she said on the web on debate stage. And as soon as she got off and she changed her mind on shit. Because what she doesn't have on there is the cut for uh the uh the Trump fucking tax on tips is not on there no more. It's not on there. Even though we know she said that. And then when she found out that Trump said it, or when she, stole it for Trump and was called out, I guess she removed it. Because that's no longer on there. OG, the listener of the group. What did you hear that you liked or didn't
I
like?
would love to go after Mayo, bro. Let LA and Mayo go, and let me and you go last.
Okay.
Damn. He black.
Go ahead, LA.
I'm about to be on my OG real quick.
Okay.
Yeah, I kind of, now that I heard, I keep going back to the beginning. Now that I heard the rules of it, I kind of don't have any opinions. Yeah, I kind of don't have any opinions because he said Barnabas asked the question, and I'm going off of what Barnabas asked. Does Kamala have the new plan? Does she have her own plan, basically, right?
Mm-hmm. Or is it going to be
or it's going to be Biden 2.0? And he said, well, Kamala has a, I'm not going to say she has her own, a new plan. I'm not going to say she has Biden plan. I'm going to call it Biden's better plan or some dumb shit like that. So in layman terms, if I ask you, OG, do you have a car? And you say, I don't have a car. I have a BMW. So bitch is basically a car. So it's, regardless of how you name it, it's still a car. You get what I'm saying? It still has 4 wheels and a fucking engine. You're still going. So it's the same plan. But now that I know the rules, I'm like, all right, it is what it is. But to people, that would make sense. You get, if like to a moron, they'd be like, oh, he was deep with that. I'm like, well, no, he just said it. He just said this. He literally agreed with he literally agreeing with either man. He's agreeing with him, but he's trying to pretend that he's not. So he basically, she's using Biden plan, but just upgrading the engine. So it's the same fucking plane. And according to your website, the website you read, she's not even upgrading the engine.
Not in certain places. OG, not OG, Mayo.
She has no plan. The key to a strong economy is cheaper energy. The key to bringing people out of poverty is cheap energy. The Democrats have no plan for cheap energy.
Yeah, we'll come back to you.
Do you know what I find interesting looking through her plan? Is for someone who has been in California for as long as she has, she talks about like the home ownership and the income tax credit and the child tax credit. But she didn't mention anything that would cover homelessness, which is a big issue that we have.
Well, if you break, I'm not gonna say. I'm gonna stay out of it. Go. OG, it's on you, sir. Or
All right,
Jay, are you back?
appreciate it. All right, so
Go ahead, go, Jay.
I was gonna let Jay go if he here.
No, I don't think he's back yet.
One.
Are you calling me Jay or?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you were speaking to someone else.
We didn't want to keep on calling you Jill, bro. Yeah, we was gonna call you Jay.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's okay if you call me Joe. But yeah, I agree with Con Shawnery in the chat that I don't believe any BS that comes out of this woman's mouth. She's changed her policy. So whatever policy she has now is probably not her policy.
It's her policy to get elected.
Like the fracking, for instance, and I wonder if that's on the website. I don't know. I haven't visited it, but yeah, I'm not going to believe anything she has to say. For one, she's a Democrat, and two, she's changed her position within a few months to try to sound more moderate. So her policies are really not her policies. They're policies that were constructed for her to look a certain way, to appear a certain way to the public.
Okay. OG's on you.
All right, cool. I hope you listening to Either Man say. So check this out. This one right here, bro, was a draw. Let me tell you why it was a draw. I don't know what everybody is doing here, bro. Again, I don't know what y'all listening to. If y'all listen to keywords, he asked them what was the difference between Kamala and Biden. And this ain't nothing about all that other stuff that y'all came up with that I just got through here. And he wanted to hear, he wanted to hear E Black tell him what's going to be the difference between Kamala and Biden. All right, Either Man, let me check. And I listen real good, sir. The first thing that you came off and said, those two things about the DA, I wish you would have said that in your first argument when he asked you that question, because I would have gave you the win. That's what I'm talking about. You literally just said that everything in that first statement that you said, Either Man, you said everything that Uncle Tom, LA, and Mayo and Jill was talking about up here on this panel. You basically was talking about how they was bullshitting to decide they was trying to get that nigga. You brought all that up after the fact. That's why I gave E Black the win on the first one. And the reason why I gave y'all the draw is because now one of y'all explained why Kamala will be different as a president than Trump, but they was talking about Biden. So what you messed up as, you should have just went ahead and came off and said she's been vice president for 4 years. She don't have no border control. You could have won this easy. You could have just been like, she ain't had no border control. And out of them years she's been in vice president, seeing her as a president, she has this same type of mind frame, policy, everything that she's doing right now as a vice. She wouldn't be successful, sir, as a president. But again, you could have said that, but you didn't. E Black, I don't know where you was thinking about this, sir. You didn't even take up for the question was for you for the win. But again, you failed to listen to what the man asked you. If you think I'm lying, just go back and listen to the question he asked. And we can continue.
Okay, so OG, you almost there. You're right at the 10. You just didn't get to the end zone. The question, the question, you were right, but the question literally was for when Either Man was talking, was is she gonna be more the same? Or is she going to be Kamala 2.0? He didn't have the same question as Either Black did. Well, it kind of, sort of, but
what?
It was
wait a minute. Wait. Stop right there. I'm going to stop you. Either Black was talking. When he got through talking, Either Man jumped right in. Barnabas didn't come in there and clarify nothing else. He asked one question, sir.
Yes, he did. He literally did.
We can go back and look at it. But I'm telling you, E Black just literally, E Black just look. I already told. Look, if you already look at your cash app, I already see where we're going with this because it don't seem like nobody is listening. So I already sent you your $2, sir. Because at the end, when I ask who's gonna win, I already know where we're gonna go with it. But what I'm saying is this: if you listen to what they were supposed to be telling us and explaining why she would be than Biden, sir. It didn't have nothing to do with what he didn't even explain nothing. I did a better job, and I don't even mess with politics. I did a better job than he did. Can you give me that, sir? If that question was asked to me, to us three, and I just gave you what I thought they should have said, what would you put me at on that? About between the difference between Kamala and Harris, and would she be the 2.0 or whatever you want to say?
I'll give you all right.
Thank you, sir.
But you gotta eat it. But technically, right? It would have been more the same for you, because the simple fact is she didn't change and she didn't put anything out. She was going to change anything. But again, like I said,
wasn't about her. It ain't about it's about what she's gonna do, bro. If you telling me right now,
I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying.
How you understand what I'm saying? I ain't even said it. So what I'm gonna say, bro?
Go ahead.
No, bro, go ahead,
I
bro.
don't want to cut you
nah,
off.
bro, because I'm trying to tell you, bro. You already know what's gonna come out my mouth, so you good. I don't want to argue with you, bro. You already know what I'm gonna say. You agree with me? Cool. It's just continue to go ahead. You ain't even got to go back. I was wrong about what he asked her. He asked her about 2.0 and explaining her policy. That's what he asked about. So cool. That's what we're gonna go on. I heard wrong. I didn't hear nothing about asking her what kind of policy she had and all this other stuff. I didn't hear none of that. But you ain't got to make sure everybody up here agree with you, because that's basically what we just got through talking about. Obviously, I heard wrong, so I'm gonna take that as a loss for me.
Oh my God.
I didn't listen good enough, so I'm gonna make sure I listen better this time when the next question is being asked. How about that?
Shit, we going. I'm not. No, let me turn my goddamn listening ears up. Me and OJ.
Stay up.
Me and OG
Stay
gonna
up.
have. Yeah, I'm turning my shits up. I'm sick of this shit.
It's my fault. It's my fault. This is my first time. I think I should have read more. Go ahead, E Black. We'll do that for each one. We'll make it fair next time.
Okay. So in terms of the interviews, I didn't specifically talk about the interviews because the interviews really aren't important in terms of politics. What the average American wants to know is whether they're going to have a safe and secure.
Oh, I think I'm gonna pause right there because I think that was a question to him was about her not taking any interviews, and then a question to either man was it gonna be more of the same? Is it gonna be what's Joe Biden 2.0, or is it gonna be Kamala new shit? So that's the difference between the two questions. That's all I was saying.
Country and whether they trust their leadership to do this. So in terms of having scripted interviews, that doesn't matter, because let's be honest, when you talk about an individual who's literally wants to talk about cats and pets being eaten under false ideas, I would rather have a person who's reserved enough and who respects the American public that comes out and says, you know what, I'm going to prepare my thoughts. I'm going to follow what is important, and I'm going to make clear and concise points by following, whether you say it's a script or not. But no matter what, you want an individual who's measured. Donald Trump is not measured. And he does not represent the needs of America, because I don't care how much money he's made in his life. You still have to give us, as a hardworking Americans, the respect to be prepared, because freestyling ain't going to work. And just rambling on ranting ain't going to work. So I just want you to know, this is about where we're going to go in the future. What we've had in the past is not what we want to be again.
All right, there we go. What is
scripted in the motherfucker, didn't it?
They're trying to have this phrase. It's just not catchy.
You know what's funny? If I was eating man, I will rebut that. So you saying what was done in the past just doesn't work. So are you saying that everything that she did for the last 4 years, 3 to 4 years, was a failure? So why would you want someone that's been a failure for 3 years? That's the type of rebuttal I would do. But that's just me. Because we're not going back, remember?
That's on, in my opinion. We won't go back, or how does that go?
We won't go back, we're going forward.
Okay, won't go back, going forward. All right, so Mr. E, the man Williams, we are going to get back on Trump here. You mentioned that you were satisfied.
He can rebuttal my rebuttal.
We can't rebuttal not like 50 times, right?
Okay,
that's a double rebuttal.
I apologize. Yeah. I just wanted to give an opportunity.
I mean, he can sneak in his answer on this one if he wants, like he did before. It's a little sneaky, but he can do it. So I'll allow that.
That's what you're supposed
here.
To do it.
But let's get back on Trump.
So
E, the man Williams.
Y'all know you can always go back to when it's your time to speak. You can always go back and clarify clarify what you said. Elaborate more on what you want to say and do all that. If you really wanted to do that, that's what you can do. You can take your time however you want to. And that's how most debates, as you see on a debate stage, go, especially with political candidates. So either man wasn't sneaky on the when he did it. That's just the nature of the game of debates nowadays. So I mean, there's a lot of different styles of debates, and
I thought he was joking, Tom.
No, okay. I don't think he was joking at all, but it's what it is.
You said that you were satisfied 2016 to 2020 under Trump's direction financially. There are some things I remember that Trump promised that I don't see that came to light. I don't see a border wall. I don't see that Mexico paid for it. I don't see that he got rid of Obamacare and gave us something better. The list just goes on empty promises. There's also no peace in the Middle East. Of course, Jared Kushner did not achieve that famously. Did Trump do anything besides financially make America better in his 4 years as president? And if so, or if not, how could I expect something different than the previous results?
So first,
hold on. OG, did you get that question? Because it was disjointed for me. I want to give it a fair shake. Maybe I need to listen to it again because I need to listen to it again.
If so, or if not,
important to y'all to anything.
How could I expect something different than the previous results?
I ain't worried.
So first, E Black said that interviews is not.
Yes, sir.
Just a general question for the panel. When it comes down to the nitty gritty, right? And let's take all the other BS out the way. What's more important overall to everybody? Black, white, green, yellow, African American, cracker, Mexican. What is more important to everybody in this world, even if people don't want to admit it?
The bottom line, your bottom line?
Money.
Yeah.
The economy.
Yeah. So when you say that he didn't follow through with all those other promises just financially wise, then that's a fucking win. Because let's be honest, when people have more money in their pocket, they're able to complain because everything else is pretty much good. But when you hungry, that's when revolution started. For you to say the only thing for him to say the only thing that they get on the promises was financial wise, then motherfucker, you did your goddamn job.
Well, the thing about that question, that's why I said it was disjointed for me, because he just rambled off. I got a lot more that I can go off that wasn't done. But when literally everything is it's just a disingenuous question. First off, if you're gonna say you got 100 things, fucking list them 100 goddamn things. That's what you want to do, because that's because you obviously feel strong about that. I can't answer for something that I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. The ones that he did give out there, the Obamacare, the border, the making Mexico pay for it and all that, that's good and all. But at the simple fact is he was stopped at it's like you don't know how Congress works. So unless you wanted him to do, like I said, be a dictator, it's a disingenuous question. If you're asking me, that's just my personal opinion.
And like even the Obamacare thing, right? It was McCain that fucked him on that.
Absolutely.
And Trump did his part and got it put in front of Congress.
Yep.
That's his job.
So
yeah, when Trump
the no peace in the Middle East. What was the last time there was peace in the Middle East?
Well, you got the Abraham Accords. What are we doing here? This shit
I know, but Tom, when was the last time there was peace in the Middle East?
There's never been
about
peace
2 seconds before Cain killed fucking Abel. That was the last time there was peace in the Middle East.
That's what I don't understand.
But he did get three peace treaties signed between Israel and 3 other countries.
Absolutely. Right. So to say that nothing happened in the Middle East is, like I said, it's just disingenuous.
And if I may, on the Obamacare issue, it was determined even before Donald Trump took office that repealing Obamacare would be a disaster, not only for his campaign but for Americans, and pulling the rug from underneath all of those Americans who had already, had the insurance.
Absolutely.
So the idea was to repeal the the mandate for one, and then the penalty.
Absolutely.
The penalty, which you received if you didn't have insurance.
Yeah, the penalty is what was killing
Right.
people that first year.
Right.
It was in effect. Well,
Right.
the first
Yeah.
year was in effect. That penalty is what was killing people on their taxes. So,
What the left has done, I'm sorry, we just say this really briefly. What they've done was they've taken his rhetoric where he says Obamacare is a horrible plan, and then they've interpreted that as he's going to get rid of Obamacare entirely. So that's the rules that they're playing, the game that they're playing, the trick.
absolutely. And if people don't understand or remember, is like you said, is the actual the penalties is what they got considered unconstitutional by the Supreme Court is what it got because it went to the Supreme Court and they considered it unconstitutional. So that's why it was repealed. So that if you really want to be technical, it had nothing to do with Trump, but it had something to do with Trump. So there you have it on that. But that's why I said the question was kind of disjointed to me because I wanted him to actually give me what he wants, what he's saying, just not saying throwing out there. I got hundreds of things. Like, no, well, give me the 100 since you want to mention it. Because other than that, ask me the goddamn question. That's just me.
Not important.
Well, it wasn't
the questions of the American people is not.
It wasn't. It was a statement. Yeah.
Important, right? That's just hilarious that we don't believe that the person who's running for president should be able to that. But I digress because I want to be respectful of our host and answer his question, right? So first, when we start looking at the tariffs he put in place, I don't know if anybody actually been to Mexico, but they did start a wall. Did they finish it in 4 years? No, they did not. We know for a fact that they had bought all the stuff to build the wall. And we're talking about the wall and putting things in place. And the first thing that Biden did when he got into office, he sold all that stuff on pennies on the dollar to get rid of it so they would not do the wall.
Absolutely.
Right? And it's funny when you start talking about what did he do? One thing we do know that he do is he start holding other countries accountable. And what I mean by that, he was willing to go to NATO and say, hey, check this out. America have been fronting the bill for so long, and we believe that we protect you guys and we give y'all guys a level of safety. We want countries like Germany, we want other countries to be able to also financially support NATO. So we saw those things happen, right? Another thing he did is he wanted to bring jobs back into America. He said, hey, if we find a way that we can incentivize companies to stand here, this is something that we have seen from 2016 to 2020. So I'm going to be the first to say, I understand when you have a plan, you can't accomplish all of them. Right now, we see Agenda 47. I'm going to go ahead and spoil it for y'all guys. Donald Trump is not going to be able to do 47 things in the next 4 years. But I do believe that he will be able to accomplish some. One thing that we do know is that everything that Donald Trump did from 2016 to 2020, Biden and Cam whole goals to be able to remove those things. So we have to be able to be realistic and actually say we have seen him do some things. And I think the tariffs and bringing oil and different things back to America, we definitely seen those efforts.
Good answer right there.
All right, thank you so much. E Black, you want to respond to any of that?
Yeah.
The original question was Trump made a lot of promises, and I just didn't see them come to fruition. And how can I believe him that his now promises will come to fruition if we give him another chance?
Yeah, I mean, one of the major things that Trump talks about is the border wall. Of course, he has excuses where billions of dollars have been spent on things and we only get less than 100 miles of it. And in fact, it doesn't really slow down the immigration. It really just makes a pretty wall that contractors have to then maintain. And it's just a very bad policy of immigration. We talked about bringing jobs overseas. We all remember Carrier, the air conditioning company that Trump famously, before he even got into office, brokered a deal, right? Well, guess what? Within 4 or 5 years, Carrier ended up selling that plant, and that plant ended up getting sold again, ended up getting 5 different changes of ownership, and Carrier still moved to Mexico. See, there's idealistic plans of rich individuals that see us as pawns. They see us as pawns, but don't understand that the American people, the middle class, is what we need. When he had an opportunity opportunity. He had the supermajority. He had the Congress, and he had the Senate. He even had close to the Supreme Court. What did he do? He didn't give us middle-class individuals a tax break. He gave his friends a tax break. When we talk about Trump making promises, his plan of the economic zones, those are for investors, not homeowners. So once again, Kamala has a plan for home ownership. Trump has a plan for investors. Do we still want to rent, or do we want to be owners of the American dream? So I believe Kamala, and once again, I don't want to always focus on the negativity of Trump, but I want to always bring up my candidate. My candidate is actually talking about things that affect our lives,
like
not rich people's lives, and hoping it trickle down like the Reagan taxes. But we are trying to make America go forward, and I think that's what's going to happen. So once again, Trump can give you a lot of plans that, but let's be honest, they're either not going to affect you personally because he's really only cutting his friends and who are living on islands and golf courses deals, or they're just not realistic and they're just not good plans.
So, question that I want to ask you guys so far: what do y'all guys think? I know we're about 30 minutes into this debate, and me just listening to it and going through it, I really think that we did a really good. Well, it's part of me.
All right, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
All right. What do y'all think about the answers on that question? Anyone can start. I don't care.
Well, the whole carrier thing,
that was before he
what
got
he stated was complete bullshit. The way that whole thing went down, and how it ended up.
But that was before he was in office. So who the fuck cares? You telling me that a business failed? Okay. I can show you a million businesses that failed within the first goddamn 6 months of being open. What are we doing there? Mayo, what are the odds of business failing when you first start them?
90% or 80% the first year, 90% after 3.
Okay, so in other words, business fails all the fucking time, and the majority of business fail within the first year or first 2 to 3 years. Well, shit, first year they fail. So to make that the fucking the threshold to me is just horrible. But I hear what he's saying. We're talking about him when he was in office, not why before he got into office, where he wasn't a politician. See, they want to hold politicians him to the same weight as a politician before he was actual politician, which is just disingenuous. That's just my take. Jill, you got something?
Well, basically, you're telling me you're going to help me incur more debt. That's what the government's going to help me do. So she often tells this story. The reason why I know it so well is because she repeats it so often about her mother saving for years to buy a home. Well, hey, that's how it's done.
Mm-hmm.
So what she's suggesting is that we. I don't know if she's suggesting this is in a form of a loan. I'm not exactly familiar, so I really can't speak on her policy. So I'm not sure exactly what this home buyer plan is about. So I'll have to pass on that. But I don't believe anything this woman says. So.
We're in the same boat now.
Okay.
Go ahead,
as more homes are built and affordable housing supply increases, Vice President Harris will provide first-time home buyers with $25,000 with up to $25,000 to help with their down payments.
Is that in the form of a loan?
With more generous support for first-generation home buyers.
So that's a grant.
Yes.
Okay.
But all that's going to do is raise the price of every home available for sale.
That's correct.
Oh yeah, they'll adjust.
$35,000 to $50,000 because there's such a
Right.
shortage right now.
Yeah, the market will adjust itself. So the best way to do it is how her mother did it. She should be promoting that policy. Save up to buy your own home. Don't rely on government.
Well,
and we saw what loosening.
Go ahead, man.
We saw in 2008 what loosening the requirements for buying homes. What happens?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah. The crash of in 08.
Don't
Yeah.
forget the grant for illegals, like Easy says.
That's the first generation home buyers. Even more generous than 25,000.
L.A. or what is it? King Hater.
25,000 or 2,500?
25,000.
My God.
In the form of a grant, not in the form of a loan. Go ahead.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. OG, what'd you hear that you liked or disliked? Who won that question? Who didn't like it? I mean, who didn't win that question? Oh shit, John the Baptist. Oh, he fell off.
Oh, I shouldn't even have to give an answer on that, bro.
What do you mean?
I shouldn't even have to give an answer on that, bro.
Oh, so you eat black won that one?
Nope.
Huh?
Nope.
I'm for real.
Sad.
I want to know your opinion, sir.
I just sat there and told you that was my opinion. That's the only thing I can think about that. I just let her hear that question again, but I just make sure
the question that was asked to eat black, or the question that was asked to eat a man.
I know he asked to eat black. I didn't even hear the question he asked to eat a man. It was talking over that while Barnes was talking.
Yeah,
he didn't get to answer his question, so I didn't even know what eat a man was talking about. But once they basically just going against what each other's saying, but they not arguing with each other over it. So I'm like, well, I got to go with eat a man. I mean, if that's the same question he asked.
See, the thing about what Barnabas is doing is asking two different questions.
That ain't what he just said. I'm gonna tell you you want to know the question that was asked. I'm gonna tell you what the question that he looked at, whatever he looked at, and said what he said. So by hearing that, then that eat a man will be right about that. But now you telling me that it was two different things said again.
Well, he didn't really ask eat a man a question. He made a statement and told him to respond to it. He wanted to hear a response or a justification versus him asking him a question. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay. Well, if I'm gonna go with you with what you just said, it's gonna be a draw then. Because I thought he literally just said he asked him the same question. Either man's answer would have been better for that question. Am I correct?
Yeah. It was.
Okay.
I mean, he answered more concise. I'll give him that.
Okay, that's why I gave it to either man. But if he didn't ask them in that same question, he just gave a statement. Then everything that I'm just gonna go ahead and just trouble it up to the game and give him a draw. Appreciate you.
Well, like I said, E Black got an actual question, but it was in different form. So, but that's just being honest.
I got one E Black and two draws so far.
Okay. John the Baptist, how you doing, good sir?
Doing lovely, sir. Doing lovely.
I know you've been listening. So, what do you think about this latest statement question type thing?
So I think I was on the delay. What was the latest statement? So I can make sure I was on the right. So I can make sure I was on the right point.
Hell to the no, John the Baptist. I'm not going over this shit all over again. You gonna listen from now?
I think I was on delay because I thought when I was on, I was talking about the housing $25,000.
Yeah,
but then it sounded like I was talking about something else just now though.
It was.
He ain't even asked them niggas to buy a house and dog.
No, he didn't. But he did.
Well, it was some type of.
Nigga, I'm trying to tell you, nigga.
Hey, OG, I'm with you. I'm with you. I said,
you hear me?
He did.
Yeah, it's chat clackling, nigga. Hey, you mean keep on doing it, nigga? I'm on your ass too.
Okay, we can start on. We're gonna start from here.
Eat a man.
I'm gonna respond to that. It's funny that he said Trump doesn't have the interests of the working class when Trump was willing to come out and say, "Hey, over these next 4 years, my goal is to have a no overtime tax." That means that people, after they work 40 hours, have the ability to bring home their full income after that. Then he said, "You know what I want to do? I want to be able to not tax I want to tax people who get tips. I want them to be able to keep their whole tips." And he said, another thing is, these senior citizens don't work their whole life. Why do we got to actually tax their social security check? So it's funny that Trump don't think about the middle class. He only think about the rich people when you hear E-Black talk. But in reality, one thing that Democrats are not talking about. Cam said something really simple. She said that she wanted to tax unrealized gains taxes. And I don't have enough time to go through that right now, but these same houses that she give you $25,000, the unrealized gain of your house, what it could be worth in that year, that $25,000 will go in the toilet really fast. So I'm glad she got you the house, but she took all your profits in the house. So we got to stop this idea that she's doing something, because just giving somebody $25,000 to get a house, but trying to tax them on the back end, it really doesn't help the middle class like they quote unquote say it does.
Damn.
All right. So
wait a minute. Hey, not OG, Mayo, was that a good rebuttal?
That was a great reply.
That was a great rebuttal.
And it's the truth. The unrealized tax capital gains, people don't understand that.
Nope.
And even Trump needs to
nail
get
in
on that.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a great rebuttal. I don't know if y'all understand what he just said, but that was a fucking great rebuttal.
He cooked.
Yeah, he cooked on that one. So in my case, I will give him an A+ on that one, on the rebuttal. Now, if he would have said that from the get-go, and I'm glad he left it for a rebuttal, because it gives you the last taste of before the next question. So I agree. That was a great fucking rebuttal from him. I want to see if E-Black actually rebuts.
Moving on to the next question, E-Black, this one's coming for you. And you knew we were going to talk about it. We mentioned it earlier. Of course, we need to talk about the border problem. Have we ever seen a bigger border crisis in our lifetime? Newsflash, the answer is no. Beautiful Rachel Morin of my state, deleted by an illegal immigrant. Laken Riley, who Biden couldn't even pronounce her name, again, deleted by an illegal immigrant. I've seen video of Border Patrol just letting them in and giving them bottles of water as they illegally cross. This is a disaster. Kamala is currently in power now. She is, quote unquote, the border czar, or czarina, if you want to feminize it. I'm not really sure what that job entails or what type of power she yields with that title, but I have never seen the border in more of a disaster than it is today. Why does she not implement change now? Why does she not put her finger in the dike and stop this dam from bursting full of illegal immigrants? Sir, what will change if Kamala becomes president in regards to the border?
Well, let's be honest. I'm not going to act like I'm a border aficionado. I don't know everything about what's going on at the border. I do know a couple of stats. The last thing that I actually heard was that the immigration problem has gone lower than it was in Trump's
wow, I can't believe that
presidency. So I think what we found is that we are fixing the problem. In regards to immigration, because sometimes when we talk about immigration, we talk about illegal crossings. We don't talk about legalized crossings. We don't. Sometimes, of course, there's what's that, where people have to cross because of threats of religious base and whatnot. Gosh, I can't remember the name.
Asylum.
But anyway, those individuals come through. We've totally forgot about DACA, where somebody may have came across and they've brought their kid, and the kid's 1 year old. those individuals deserve a great immigration policy, even strengthening our green card policy. When we talk about immigration, this is not just about illegal immigration. We're talking about legal border crossing, because let's be honest, the
Oh my
companies
goodness.
that Trump wants to be successful depend upon immigration. The meat farmers, the furniture makers, these are legal immigrants who have legally come, who want to come across and work for a living. I believe if you want to talk about a
The hell just happened?
That's literally a bunch of bullshit.
comprehensive
That was
plan,
all
who do you
bull.
Yeah, he
trust?
said
You trust
nothing.
Trump
He
to
said a
have a
lot, but said
plan
nothing.
for legal immigration to where individuals who do want to come across the border, because let's be honest, everybody wants the American dream. Nobody's really going to stop that drive of the world wanting to come and have a piece of that. We're talking literally about how do we administer a great policy? Who's going to administer that great policy? Do we believe Trump, who
He
wants to
really
set
trying
up
to sell
walls,
that.
or do we believe Kamala, who wants to make comprehensive
Like
changes
OG trying to sell
within
that nickel bag.
that? Because let's be honest, Kamala lives in California, is from California. She knows firsthand about the border. In fact, she is more
Nickel bag
in
worth more
tune
money
with
than
the
you.
border than a lot of people
Yo,
give.
either man's dying.
So let's be honest. I think Kamala is the one that I would trust with the border. I think she's done a great job in
This
according
is
to the stats.
crazy hilarious.
I think when you talk about creating comprehensive plans, I think Kamala does that. Uh, I mean, and even when you talk about the immigration czar
What in the actual fuck is going on?
title, she's never really owned that. So
So I get
She's never really owned that. If I could, shout out to Zyrax. Do you have any kind of money gift music, E Black?
do I have any money? Oh yeah, I do.
Can you play that? Do you mind playing something? We're on E Black's channel there. Zyrax, thank you so much.
Oh, 1 second.
And
So we do have a question from Kingdom Minded in form of Cash Apps. Let me go there. Kingdom Minded said, "Are you seeing an increase of storage units, and why?" I personally haven't seen an increase in storage units, but I'm not a aficionado on that. I don't really pay attention to storage units, even though I know there was a whole deal with the not the storage units, but the actual moving vehicles. Or was it you remember that Mayo, where they were having a whole bunch of moving vehicles that they were using for the elections down here? I know that in Florida, but I don't know anything about storage units because I'm not abreast of that. That's not my area. So I would think I don't know. That's LA. Are you here? People that live in the city would know more about that than me. I don't
I
live
have
in.
not seen an increase.
Yeah.
I know at one time storage units were used as mini apartments, but I doubt they can do that now.
No, I know down here they can't. That'll get you goddamn at least 30 days in jail.
Yeah, I
You
know
get
one
30
time that
days
was
in jail.
happening. That was
Yeah.
happening a lot in Charlotte, but I think they kind of shut that down now.
Yeah. I don't know. I can't answer that one for you. Came to mind. Besides me, I haven't seen it, so I couldn't know why. So, all right, let's.
Well, I'm gonna say this, Kingdom Mind, depending on the state you in, how they depending on the taxes that they fluctuate, it's big business. It's like it's just like a person, a place you can go to, like an ACE or something like that, where you can go get a loan from. It's the way that you pay them back in percentages. So, but don't have to go too far. Don't take my advice. So that's all I'm saying.
Why would you say don't take your advice? You the one speaking on it.
Yeah,
That don't make no
not,
sense, OG.
You know, I ain't the smartest, but I'm just letting you know if here in Oklahoma, it's different from Oklahoma and Texas. So in Oklahoma, you have a smaller percentage on what they make on them. So you see a lot of them, but you don't see a lot of places like Dallas, Houston, and all that. You see a lot of them motherfuckers because the people got to have usually places to store stuff and have extra, you know what I'm saying, because of how the spaces are. Every place ain't built real big. So the more stuff that you get, the more they give you the opportunity to have it. And then they make the market down low. So these people make a lot of money.
Oh, yeah.
Just putting a little extra on the back that you really don't understand about. And that little
Well, it
extra
has-
$40, $50 per person, or $75 to $100 per person add up.
Hey,
Or could it be easy way to do money laundering too?
Well,
I
we
don't
do
see
money
how.
launder that. That's
Oh.
that's for show business.
Yeah, that's a noticeable business. Are you talking about the pods, OG? The
No,
pod,
I'm
those
talking about like storage units. You know how people
Okay,
Oh,
like
actual
put
storage
stuff in
units.
there and then the motherfuckers leave shit. They get that money off the back end too, and however they want to do it, depending on what their policy is. Some places, some areas, some states, you can't. They auction your shit off, or the place is able to auction off. So you have like storage wars. That's why they was going to different
I
places
love
because
Storage Wars. That was a good show.
I looked all the way into it because I never
Yeah.
had a storage, but I know people that own storages and always told me stories of like, man, I put my stuff in storage. I'm like, damn, you had that much money to have a whole nigga. Most people just stack that shit up in their backyard or something. Like, no, I put that shit in storage.
I lost a
But
whole
then you
vehicle in storage.
see what I'm saying?
Yeah, a whole
That's a lot of
vehicle
money.
and a
It
lot
ain't
of
it.
Store. Oh, sorry.
Oh, no, you good.
I lived at a storage for years.
No, but storage units would be a great way to launder money.
Yeah, I
Because
guess.
you can just build it and claim they're all rented and run all that money through.
I guess. I never
Who's going to
even thought
check?
about it.
Who's going to check?
You're right.
That was my thought, Mayo. I know it's like, money go in and out.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good. It's good thought. I never thought about it, but hey, let's continue.
Zyrex is a big, how shall
sold
we say?
drugs,
She's
so
a
you wouldn't
lefty.
know.
So, Zyrex, if you're not sub to E Black, you're missing out.
No, I know Zyrex.
Oh,
Zyrex
you know
has
Zyrex.
been around for a while.
Okay.
So here we
Hide the money, y'all. There's poor people around. With your broke ass.
That was for the reparations.
Either man, Williams, this is a slam dunk for you. Go ahead. You heard what he said. He said Kamala's great for the border, bro. I'm trying to be impartial, but it's hard. It's hard. Go ahead.
Wow. So I actually believe E Black. When E Black said that he wasn't a specialist in the border and he don't know what's going on at the border, I believe he just like his vice president. Neither one of them know what's going on at the border. You ask the questions like,
Good
"What
job.
have you been to the border?"
That was a
Yes,
great
I've
comeback.
been to the border. They say, "Have you been to the border?" She say, "No, but we going to the border." I don't think she have no clue what's going on in those borders. I believe that she's running for accountability. And the reason we see E Black do what we call a professional goalpost mover, he went from talking about illegal aliens to the people who do the right thing and come here legally. The reason he did that for a simple fact is that he knows that she did something that was wrong. And the one thing that I can say, when Donald Trump does something wrong, everybody criticizes me because I say I think he's wrong when he do these things. What I learned about people like E Black, he can't say that she is the reason that we have this border problem. I know he tried to talk about the cats and the dogs earlier, but I know for a fact that Americans don't do stuff like that. Donald Trump wouldn't even have to fix his mouth to say that. She's 100% responsible for what's going on. And the crazy is, imagine me marrying my wife. And then my wife said, I never accept the wife's title, so I don't have to be a wife. That sounds goddamn crazy. No, it's your responsibility. And even Biden, out of his own mouth, said that she was responsible for the border. So what she got to do is, she wanted to be a DA. She wanted to prosecute everybody. Now it's time for her to prosecute these illegal immigrants that's doing the wrong thing. But she said illegal immigrants cannot be felons. They cannot be criminals. And she sounded like a fool. So one thing I hope in his response, he can say, you're right. She dropped the ball on the border because we know for a fact that she did. And I didn't want to kill you too much, so I kept it friendly.
That was nice of you. Go ahead, E Black. Quick rebuttal.
Very quickly, the only thing that Trump really likes about
What'd you say?
So fuck that rebuttal. Go for
it. Go for it.
Yeah, I want to hear what y'all gonna say about this. Yeah. Go for it. What y'all thought about that?
It was a weak response. When you have a good opening, you just need to stab him in his goddamn eyeball, twist that bitch, pull his eyes out, stomp on that bitch, because he could have said a whole thing, a whole lot more.
Yeah, he could have thought about Chicago and Venezuela. how the immigrants and the gangbangers are warring out. He ain't talking about nothing about Haiti. I mean, he had a great introduction though. I mean, to come back about how Eda Black just dodged the whole question, but like you said, he didn't offer enough detail to bury him with. He could have buried him just
I
with
mean,
the Chicago.
how about the fact that while she was AG, how about the fact that she can do a very good job at overstaying people's incarceration, but she couldn't handle the border there in California.
Yeah.
How about this? Literally, they said, "Come one, come all. Give me everybody you want." During the debate, what are we doing? Every Democrat raised their hand, said they're not going to make illegal crossing. Illegal crossing should not be illegal, even though we got books, a laws in the book that says, as if you cross that
Literally
border
says it.
illegally, it's literally not a felony, but it's a crime. Now, the Remain in Mexico policy, which was a policy that they did not get rid of until first day Trump got in office. So when they got rid of that, they don't net. That's what left the borders wide open. That was just a simple. I mean, there's so much more to this whole border shit that he just left open for anything.
I think we should continue to flood Democratic run plantations with the migrants since they believe that they're legal. Bust them to Kamala's home on Christmas Eve. Continue to do that.
Absolutely.
Turn their cities into what they're trying to turn America into, and then maybe the people that'll wake up. I think that's the only solution.
Well, they have in places that don't have that much housing going on. There are people that are fighting for the bottom after they then voted and requested all this shit to happen.
Trust me, I hear them complain about it.
They'll complain, but they'll still vote. They'll still vote for these same people.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. They're fighting for the bottom. Now they're fighting for the bottom. That's what I call it. The backwash bitches. They want that bottom so goddamn bad. But go ahead, OG.
You still got two people in front of me, brother.
Oh, my bad.
I won't disrespect nobody. LA and you got Mayo right there. No, they gotta go.
Mayo, go ahead and go, because this nigga OG get on my nerve.
Bro, ain't my fault.
Can I give my view of the whole debate?
Sure.
A foolish conversation by two people who don't know a whole lot of details about what they're talking about.
Well, I believe they're in the realm.
No, but E the man is in the realm. E Black is totally off base.
Well, you got to understand, when you're on E Black side, what you hear is what you get, and I mean, he's in the realm of what he knows.
There's no way he can say he doesn't know about the illegal crossings, so that he tried to make a whole straw man, I guess, actual legal, as if people are worried about legal people coming in.
Sir, he lives in Texas, so I know he's a
so I know he's full of shit.
Yes, but that's not what I'm going to hold him to. I'm going to hold him to his Democrat rhetoric that we all know they act like they don't see shit. It's my eyeballs are broken. I don't see nothing. When they got two pins in them some bitches. But go ahead.
Yeah, add that into it real quick. Hold on, give me 1 second. I need to add that into it. Make sure I say that real quick. All right. So first of all, oh yeah, bro. I'm on demon time today, bro. Because for some reason this shit just not making no sense. I don't even do this type of shit, bro. I don't listen to politics. Check this out. Do anybody remember the question that's on the panel? I will cash app you something, my nigga, if you can remember the goddamn question. And you know I'm good with cash apps. My shit will come soon as you get through telling me if you're right or wrong. I'll find your name and I'm sending it right to you. Anybody remember the question?
The question
was about illegal immigrants.
They answered the same. Do anybody remember the question?
They had the same question.
Anybody remember the question?
No, go ahead and tell
I know it was on the border, but I don't remember.
See, this is my point. But you just gave a synopsis on what you believe would just happen between these dudes. Oh, yeah, Eda, man, just to let you know, you won that one on a technicality. I will tell you what it is. But nobody remember the question. So the question, what would be the change in the border if Kamala becomes president? And that's why I said I got to give it to you on the calendar. You said something kind of towards it, and I'm just going to infer that you was talking about the question. But Barnabas in the middle of it was like, I shouldn't even have to say anything because I'm against on what her border policy is. So he already saying he don't have no problem with it. So what do you think, Eda Man? That's what he said verbatim.
Mm-hmm.
So when I asked you, what did you know what the question was? Nobody knew what the question was, right? But we sat here and listened to this dude. Both of these dudes just give an answer to a question. We don't know what the question was. So what are we really basing this conversation on? We basing this conversation on what they saying, and is it right in our head or what we believe it is? Because if we're going by what we believe it is, again, I'm gonna have to go with Eda Man.
Okay.
So
Not
what I
understanding
so
what
the
we
way the
doing.
way the way the way I, the way I
I
answer the
can
question,
only
OG.
comment on
The way
what
the
was said.
Yeah. So
OG.
if the question, okay, so when I asked, do anybody know what the question was? I'm not trying to be funny. I was just making sure we was all on the same page because I literally heard Barnabas. That's who that is. I think that is a midlife,
That's
whatever it is.
Barnabas.
He said, "What would be the change in the border if Kamala became president?" Right, and then when E Black got through, which E Black was saying some bullshit, I agree with it. That's why I gave E the Man the goddamn point because E Black was on some bullshit. Then
If you
when
listen
E
to
Black got through talking, the first thing Barnabas said again, he is over here talking this I don't believe in. I believe it's no. So I'm gonna. He already put his standard on where he was gonna stand with Eda Man on it. So where am I going wrong with this? Am I looking into this a little bit too much?
Well,
I think the Democrat, if you look at the rhetoric, they don't believe there's a problem with the border.
Okay.
So
First of all, look, G. I don't know nothing about politics like that. I don't know who the people was voting for who. I don't know who's in what's.
right.
I don't do politics. So I'm only going by this conversation that we're looking at.
Okay.
So
So
if
Oh yeah.
OG.
one of
So
these,
E
So
so
Black
OG.
TV is the Democrat, right? He's
yeah.
the
So what you just got through saying was the Democrats. I was waiting on you
right.
to say E Black. I understand that
Okay.
he's a Democrat, and you feel like if he's a Democrat, he's going to think like them. But I'm literally
Right.
only going by what this man is saying because it's a lot of Democrats and it's a lot of Republicans. I'm not
Right.
trying to figure out what side to try to be on. I'm just going to with okay. I see I'm
Well, yeah,
cutting y'all off.
he
I want
sounds
to sit
just
back.
like the same rhetoric that's coming from the top, the leaders, AOC,
And I
Kamala
feel you
Harris.
on that because he sound like some Channel 4 shit or some shit that be on this. So I get
Right.
what you're saying.
They don't
That's why I
believe
don't
that
watch.
that it's a problem. I mean,
I believe it's a
they
problem. That's
might
why I don't watch the news. But what I'm
they
saying
might.
is, I
Mhm. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, you good, brother. I'm sorry if
Well,
I'm
I'm
messing
saying
y'all messing up, bro.
they
Because
might
we're not.
suggest a better way to allow the illegal immigrants in. That's what that's really the only thing they can improve on is a more organized way to get the migrants in. But they want the migrants in. He wants the migrants in.
so I agree with you, OG, that no one answered the question. But the thing about this, the whole thing about a debate is you can only go based off what the candidates respond to. That's why, if you look at the debate that we watched with Donald Trump and Kamala Harris, they said she won. But as we fucking sat there and watched this shit, no one really answered a fucking single question on either side. That was like the Dodge answer finale. I mean, it is what it is. But no, so what Eda Black? So what we're going off of Eda Black was Eda Black was saying he didn't even say what she could have did better. He didn't say anything
He
that she
did
could.
not.
He didn't say anything she could have did better. So he didn't even answer the question. He was basing everything off of him not being abreast of the situation at the border, and he's just gonna go with what he knows, what he's heard from other people. Pretty much. I mean, I'm gonna infer that. And then, like I said, with Eda Man, he left a lot of meat on the bones instead of eating. If I can be frank, I mean, there's a lot of things he could have said about what her policies are because she don't really have a border policy. Her policy was, like I said, it was to leave the border open. Her policy was, like everyone on the debate stage that she said, was we agreed to decriminalizing the border legal crossings, illegal crossings. So no matter what it was, they deemed it a illegal policy. That's one thing that they can affect because that's it's a federal border right there. So they can not decriminalize it because it's not really decriminalized. It's just your policy is not to enforce the laws, pretty much. So I see what you're saying, but with E the man, he can only go based off of what E Black said because that question was literally to E Black, and he was just in response to what he heard from E Black, and that's how I figured that. If that
No,
makes
actually, what OG said is actually either man could have actually addressed what Barnabas,
sense.
the
The
moderator
actual
said.
question.
Well,
Yeah, he
well,
act
he
even
could have.
even though either Black didn't touch the question, either man actually could have. So I see OG's point that he's making, and so I
Yes,
think
but he only
we actually did what either E Black did. Either
no,
Black.
we didn't because he
No,
only
I'm saying
asked him for a response
correct,
to what he
correct.
heard from E Black. So what E the man did was technically what he was asked to do was respond to what he heard from E Black.
That is true. Well, okay, nah.
All right, bro. So I'm gonna say this. I don't want y'all to argue. Tom, I agree with everything you just said, but I don't think you heard nothing I said. I think I just threw you off when I can see it, bro. Just listen to me when I tell you this.
Hmm?
I literally just said everything that you just said. Now I didn't agree with E Black. I literally gave E the man to win. And for John, I'm gonna say this, bro. Don't take it the wrong way. Verbatimly, sir, you're wrong. Because when I said the technicality, I was talking about E the man because the question was what would change if Kamala became president, right?
Correct.
Technically, E the man, that's why I said verbatimly, he said nothing. Like he literally said, like it's nothing going to change. She's going to be doing this. And then he went into a whole different type of topic. But he literally gave an answer right then and there. She's not going to do nothing. But for some reason, I just got told again what I just got through spilling out to y'all. Like I literally just sat here and said, E Black, I ain't understand nothing this nigga was saying. He was talking about some bullshit. And I told E Black and E the man won that one. So I was just I was asking you guys on the panel, did y'all understand the question? So we'll know where we all was because we just previously had a thing where Barnabas switched up the question. And I was just making sure y'all didn't get switched up because he did jump in and was like, oh, I'm gonna eat a man, not eat black.
Mm-hmm.
Like he went against whatever thing E Black said, but he said whatever E the man say, I know you about to cook him, do your thing. You know what I'm saying? Basically the same thing y'all saying. But yeah. I heard it come out of E the man's mouth. Like she's not going to do nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's going to be the same type of thing. But yeah, so basically then he went into some other stuff. He just got the rambling. So I got that part. But I never was what y'all just got to talk about Wrestler John and Tom, bro. I don't even know what's going on right here. Like,
okay, so I want to make sure I want to make sure I understand because I thought I heard you correctly. So you said I didn't hear you correctly because I thought I heard you say that we heard the question wrong. Then repeat repeat the question back to us. What would change on the border? What would they change about the border?
No,
when you said that,
okay. Look, I'm gonna say it again. The question was,
okay,
what would change if Kamala becomes president?
Okay, correct.
Like, what would change on the border if Kamala came president? That's what he.
Correct.
That's the question he asked E Black, and you remember what he said? Nothing. He was talking about some crazy ass shit. He was just talking some. I don't even know what nigga. You didn't even answer the question. So when it came to eat a man, he said some stuff, and then the first when he said something, he said something smart. Everybody was like, "Oh yeah, that's yeah." And then he was like this and that, and he was like, "Well, it's not going to change because this and that, this and that." So I took that as what he's saying. Well, it's not going to change. That's why I said on the technicality, he basically won that topic because basically he said she's not going to do nothing. Explain why.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? He thought that, but he didn't really say it in that way. That's why I just said that.
What you're saying is that Eda Man agreed. Eda Man agreed with E Black on the technicality that she was nothing was going to change her. So
no, I'm not.
No, that's not.
That's not what he's saying. That's not what he's saying.
So explain it to me.
I must be saying it wrong, bro. I gotta be saying something wrong, but
no, you're not saying it wrong. You're not saying it wrong.
Saying, oh my God, I'm good, bro.
You're not saying it wrong. I heard
y'all thing, dog.
Go ahead, Wrestler. Explain it to me, because I really want. I don't like to being left in the dark. Come on.
So here is what OG said. He agrees. When it comes to E Black, he was talking bullshit. Now,
yes, I got that part.
Okay, so either man basically went off his diatribe, right? But he did give, quote, a technicality because he basically stated that this woman wasn't going to do anything because nothing's going to change, is what basically either man said.
Mm-hmm.
That is technicality. He technically answered, by technicality, he answered the question as to what would change if Kamala was president.
Okay, because okay, so this is where I got you. This is where I was confused at, right? Because earlier you said either black, you gonna give it to either black on a technicality, but you really meant either.
No. He said either man. He said either man.
No. At first he said E black, and then he said because so that's why I was okay. Now I know
No,
where I
no.
was.
He said either man. He said either man.
Either
Technically,
man. He's gonna
technically
get
either
it.
man.
Yeah,
They
he
got
got
too many
it. He
goddamn
won
fucking
that one.
E's. God damn it.
Yeah, just say black and eat a man. Cause I'm about to start. I'm about to start doing that too.
And that, I'm just like shit. E black blue. All right, let's move on to the next question.
The immigration policy is how he can find a new wife.
What?
There it is. Absolutely. Donald Trump is a passport bro. It's confirmed. You just can't deny it. Of course, famously, Melania, supermodel from some Eastern European country, I don't know, Estonia, I can't even remember. And let's not forget Ivana. She was, I believe, from Hungary or something of that nature. All right, so I did not write down a biased question. It does seem to be that Ethan Man Williams is concentrating on the economy in regards to Trump, but I assure you I did write this down, and this is just kind of a personal, or not a personal, but kind of a general question, is when I listen to these candidates talk, when I listen to the rallies, I hear a lot of, they pick this, they pick that. People will try to tell me, hey, the economy's doing great. Hey, no, it's never been worse. I see prices rising up. I see home prices rising up. My paycheck's not rising up. I'm not really sure what to believe, but it doesn't seem to be doing well. So I just wanted to open the floor up just quickly again for both of you to talk about how your candidate would be better for the economy. So go ahead, Eda Man. I think. Actually, no. It's go ahead, E Black. It's your turn.
But Eda Man talked about the tariffs. If you put a tax on more of our imported goods, what do you think is going to happen when we're a consumer-based country? Most of us wear stuff that is, or eat stuff, or have there. If you look about the processing line, steel and a lot of the coal and a lot of the secondary manufacturing comes from out of this country. Putting tariffs on it actually increases it. Let's be honest about this. Lumber, I have a statement for you. Lumber doesn't necessarily come from America. It comes from out of the country. Steel doesn't always come from the steel mills in Virginia. They come from out of the country. When you put tariffs on things, and when you're a consumer-based first world country that has lived in a global economy, of course, prices are going to rise. And that is a direct policy that comes from Trump. We all knew it was going to happen. But who cares? Because when a millionaire has to go and pay an extra $50 for a TV, they don't actually care. But when the middle American individual has to pay $50, that's where the, 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 the true effects of the policy comes in. Let's be honest about this. We said that wages haven't gone up. But let's be honest about this. America received one of the largest tax breaks for corporations. How has that policy trickled down to us? It hasn't. That's the thing. Nobody's really pointing the finger at the true policies that have been worked. This is supposed to increase wages. That didn't work. Trump created this because he wanted to have more rich people, to have more income. And hopefully, we're praying for these rich people to pay us a little bit more money so we can buy our eggs and we can buy our food and we can buy maybe a TV every once in a while so we can enjoy ourselves. This is why I say the difference between policy matters and why we need to be moving forward. We've tried this policy. Reagan has tried this policy. It doesn't work. Only things that work is when usually Democrats come into office and they implement policies that is geared towards the middle class and the lower class individuals, and we will, as American citizens, work our way up and achieve the American people.
All right, thank you very much, E Black. Your mic is intermittently
he just
going up
filibustered
and down the range there. E the Man Williams, I am anxiously anticipating your answer, but if you could please, is Donald Trump, are we in a trickle down economy now, a la Ronald Reagan?
No, listen, he sounds crazy. First of all, he gonna say the reason that our milk and eggs is double the price is because aluminum. The reason, let's really listen to what he just said. He said he put a tariff on lumber. That's why we pay twice the price for milk. If you really understand how crazy that sounds, that is crazy, right? But no, we understand. This one thing that we understand is right before COVID, we saw all of these things happen under Donald Trump. The tariffs was in place, and we saw gas go down. We saw milk go down. The price of meat go down. We saw eggs be affordable. So the funny part that people say is these tariffs was in place, and we also seen that it was affordable. Don't let them lie to you. Don't let them sit here and say, since he put a tariff, because you know what tariffs do. Let me explain this to people who don't know. Tariffs actually help the unskilled worker in America. Because I gotta get it from America, that means that more people are going to be working. This is why we had the lowest unemployment before COVID. So the whole point that I want you to understand is Donald Trump have proven that he did it. They keep pointing the finger. Cam is pointing the finger. It's not my fault. The last 4 years is not my fault. But you know one thing that I love about Donald Trump? He didn't blame Obama. He's not saying that the reason that the gas is low because of Obama. The reason, come on, let's just really think this thing through. I think we know who's the best person to lower these prices.
E Black, quick rebuttal if you want.
Quick rebuttal. Once again, if you're going to give Trump a lot of the success for the economy, then you have to give Obama a lot of the success because even with the Trump plan, those things didn't really trickle down through the pipeline for probably well into 18 months of his presidency. So
that's bullshit. Let's go. That was bullshit. Let me
it's still up in the air as to what policy he has actually did to achieve that. If you really watch a chart of the American economy, we were headed to where we were headed. But once again, I'm not one of those individuals that will down Donald Trump just to make my candidate look good. I talk about the candidacy I talk to the goodness of my candidate. I believe Kamala has a great team around her. The Democrats know how to run this country way better in terms of economy, and it's been proven over the last 30 years.
Okay.
Tom.
Okay.
Only either man answered the actual question that was given by Barnabas. That whole first time where E Block was talking, he never even mentioned Kamala's name at all. He mentioned the Democrats. He never mentioned Kamala's name at all. Okay. When either man went, either man mentioned under Donald Trump and then mentioned the other things that fell along with it.
I understand that.
Even now, E Black is still talking about the Democrats. He still hasn't said why, quote, Kamala, his candidate, would be better for the country.
Empty platitude.
He never did.
That wasn't even the platitude. He just didn't answer.
Yeah, no, he didn't answer at all.
Wow. Yeah. All right. Well, John the Baptist, you got something?
No, I was gonna say what Reza pretty much just said. When they talked about whose candidate would be the best, uh, Black didn't say anything about Kamala, how she would be better for the economy. Either man actually did address what Donald Trump did. He addressed the tariffs. From what I heard, he addressed the tariffs and the things that he had did in the past. Uh, I'm not. So I guess in a way that does answer the question: who would be better for the economy?
Okay.
According to his candidate, is what I heard though.
Thank you, OG. Shut your black ass up here. Jesus Christ. Anywho, Mayo, you still here?
But yes, sir. What I heard
Mm-hmm.
was that trickle down doesn't work for Republicans,
But it works
but
on
it
me.
worked for Obama.
I was gonna say the same fucking thing. And not only that, because they mentioned tariffs. What if Donald Trump's policies were not a good thing, and we know on day one they got rid of almost all of them, but there's a couple of them. Well, there's one in particular that they did not get rid of. Does anyone know what that is?
All the goods
The
coming
China,
from China.
the China,
Oh, all the tariffs.
the China tariffs.
Yeah. Well, that would have been an easy W right there, because that's what they mentioned. They mentioned tariffs, and I would have stopped right there. Well, they got rid of all the other tariffs. I mean, got rid of everything else except for them fucking tariffs. Why is that? If it was such a bad thing for Americans, an American economy, why did you leave it on the whole entire 3 years? As a matter of fact, they're still on to this day. They didn't get rid of them to this day. Let's see. Oh, I'm frozen. Let's go with God dang it, what else was I gonna say? God, I lost my train of thought. Fuck. Damn it, I ain't gonna got it. But yeah, that pretty much either man won that one hands down. That was an easy question for him, because again, E Black didn't answer the question. He just was he didn't answer the question. He didn't answer the question. So I don't know what the hell's going on with E Black. That's like 2 in a row he didn't answer. So for sure. Let's go with this. Let's go ahead and clock on the next one, and we're gonna continue going. My fucking face is frozen.
Hold up. So you said, and I'm gonna ask you a question. I want to yield my time to you with a question. What have been proven by the Democratic Party over the last 30 years?
We can talk about Clinton. Do you really want to get into that? I mean,
okay. I just want to make sure that you
want. We can talk about
what Clinton did.
Okay, we can talk about Clinton, and then we can talk about Obama's economy also, which was a vibrant economy, which after Trump kind of broke the record for unemployment, Obama actually had a record for unemployment too. Let's be honest, like once again, it's not really one. I wouldn't say the presidency is not really a major factor, but if you were to tell me about policies that could truly help the average individual, I would say Democrats have fared far better. The last 2 Republican presidents have had major natural disasters and terroristic disasters. Even when you talk about Reagan, what happened with him? Nixon, what happened with their economy?
Yeah,
overall,
so are y'all guys enjoying the show? Like me personally, I think that that was definitely a mouthful. Like I said, I am trying to stay neutral. I definitely know we wanted to have this conversation with a couple people so they could do it. But after listening to the first part of this debate, before we get back to debate, where are you guys leaning? I'm gonna keep asking this question. Where are you guys leaning? Are you leaning more left? The best way for this country? And I want you to say, who do you feel have the plans?
It often seems to be perpetrated. School or member gun onto
the. We about to get, and I want you to say, who do you feel have the plan? So right now, are y'all more team Trump? Get right back into it because it's getting juicy.
Hold on. Overall, Republicans have not proven that they know how to govern on a national level.
Actually, let's be technical.
Yeah,
I would say neither one have not shown that they know how to govern, but that's just me. Because if you want to go back into everyone with the war hawks, the neocons, and every damn thing else, that everyone was fighting for to get that next dollar for their pocket. So they haven't showed me shit. But it is what it is. That's neither here nor there.
I agree that Obama proved something. He proved how to deport. They say he deported more illegal immigrants than anybody else. So if Cam can't take any advice for Obama, she need to be like, how can I actually deport him the way that they did? But I yield it so we can go to the next
one. All right, we're going to get on to the next one. There is a problem in America. It is gun violence.
Oh, shit.
In our lifetime, of course, I believe the Columbine massacre was really seared into our memory. Of course, it was on videotape before that. I believe in your state, the clock tower shootings, there's a problem with school shootings and mass shootings. It often seems to be perpetrated with quote unquote assault rifles. So I wanted to mention that. And also I wanted to mention the fact that it seems like while we bring attention to these mass shootings, typically perpetrated by assault rifles, it seems as if we just kind of gloss over inner city shootings made with pistols. And I know I said a lot of things there, but really what I want both of you to do is just tell me why your candidate is better in regards to what are we going to do about this gun violence problem in America. Well, excuse me, but let me just say one more thing. Kamala is kind of dancing around, sometimes saying she's going to take away the assault rifle and sometimes not. So go ahead, either man.
Jesus Christ.
Well, I think what we have, you look wishy-washy, right? So
the moderator
what he's going to do, depending on what video he watched,
you
right?
Said it.
So the question that you got to ask is, I'm just going to go based off her last debate, because that's the most recent thought that she had.
You mean her only debate?
Her only debate, yes. So what she say is that she's not taking away nobody guns, and Trump need to stop lying because her goal is not to take away people guns. The one thing that I have learned about guns, because I am a gun owner, a licensed gun owner, and I think you're crazy to tell me that I can serve my military for 8 years and I don't have the right to carry a gun in the country. Is crazy to me.
You don't have to be.
Well, I have to interject, and I do apologize, sir. I watched the Oprah interview, I believe last night or the night before. She made a reference to taking away the assault rifle. I just wanted to put that in there.
Yeah.
But
so
previously she said no, but like last night, her last answer was it wasn't at a debate. Of course, it was at a Oprah.
She's a chameleon.
Interview or something.
So,
okay.
But one thing that we got to be honest, me serving the military, I learned it's a reason that we don't have a tax on American soldiers. It's a reason that you just can't come over here and do what you want to do, right? So,
is it the Atlantic Ocean and the Pacific Ocean?
Huh? Say it again.
I'm sorry, I'm interrupting. I'll be quiet. I'm sorry.
Fuck up.
I think we're protected.
That's wild.
Maybe let me not interject too much. I'm going to leave that to you.
Like you're poisoning the well.
So I think that we see that down to our borders in Mexico, we have the cartel, right? If we take away the guns in Texas, do you believe that the cartel will not come up to Texas if there's no guns in present? I don't know. I'm just asking questions. But what I will say is this right here, when it comes down to the gun, we truthfully and honestly don't know what her policies are. She done went back and forth. In the last 30 days, you said Oprah versus debate. She's saying two totally different things. One thing that I do understand about guns and the gun laws is criminals don't follow laws. So if you disarm the American public, the person who me doing the right thing, I got licensed, I have been trained, I'm doing all these different things. If you take mines and you leave the guns with the criminals, who did you really disarm? So I am not a fan of disarming the people that are following the law, because we understand that criminals don't follow laws. So they're still going to be able to get access to these things. And you know, the victim of this will be the American public.
So I just want to ask you.
That wasn't a question.
What is Trump's plan? The plan is no plan, right? Just thoughts and prayers, I think.
Well, I think the plan is that I know we blow it up to make it as big of a problem? Have we had incidents in this country? When we start talking about 340 million, I might be wrong, 340 million Americans, you're going to have some crazies. And what we do is we need to prosecute those crazy people to the full extent of the law. But for you to say that if I have 1% or at the most 10% bad apples, and I think I'm being extreme by saying that because we haven't had 10% of American population shooting up places, right? Why do I penalize the other 95% or the 90%? That doesn't make sense to me, but maybe it makes sense to E Black.
Well, E the Man Williams,
they both can't answer the question.
You heard it from, excuse me, E Black. You heard it from E the Man Williams. It sounds like, let me translate that for you. The plan is no plan, thoughts and prayers, and only 10% are crazy shooting up places. What do you think about all that? What is Kamala going to do? You can either answer him or just tell me what her plan is about taking away the assault rifle. Go ahead.
See, this is a usual tactic by those who want to, from their side, they always want to say they're taking away the guns. Truth be told, Kamala Harris is a gun owner. Truth be told, Kamala Harris said that if somebody was to invade her house, she would shoot them dead. This is what she said. So this is not about taking guns away. This is about comprehensive gun reform, putting guns that are not bump stocked and having individuals who are trained and having comprehensive plans. The fact of the matter is we've already seen what Trump's leniency on guns has done to us. Bump stocks are legal now.
Absolutely.
Like, have you imagined that we lived in America, that a kid can buy a $25 attachment and make an assault, make a gun, a cheap gun that costs $250 of machine gun. See, this is when we talk about gun reform. We're not just talking about.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This nigga's about to trigger the shit out of me. Hey, what rifle costs $215, 8 Mayo?
That you can put a bump stock on, sir? None.
Nigga stupid. All right, I'm sorry. Let's continue.
Whether everybody gets to own ARs and everything, it's the whole thing. We're not even going to talk about. We rarely talk about the insane, domestic violence. These are implementations of plans that I would like to see. But just like Donald Trump, he's thinking of a plan. He's thinking that hopefully those bullets won't kill those kids. He's thinking that hopefully those bullets won't shoot that mother. He's hoping that maybe we would all just go away, and after the next 4 years, and he's in his mansion and he's surrounded by secret services, it doesn't matter anymore. But the truth of the matter is that policies affect, and already we've seen, because of his elected Supreme Court justice, that they've ruled that bump stocks are legal. So where do we want to move forward on? Do we want to put people in there who are not going to just vote and just be a rubber stamp on radical Second Amendment plans? Or do we want to have comprehensive plans where we can say, you know what, machine guns, no matter how old you are, no matter how the gun is styled, is not a form of defense, and we do not want to see those type of weapons there. Once again, she's a gun owner. I'm a gun owner. We all understand basic self-defense, but we do not want to see these style of weapons on the streets by individuals who are mentally not stable and who have not who it's just not going to work. It's just not going to work. And I think I'm surprised Edelman took this position, because let's be honest, we do not want to see a man hit a woman, beat a woman, or a woman beat a man, go out into a store, your local Walmart, buy a gun, and shoot them. I believe we can have comprehensive conversations about protection without stripping away the protections of each other.
Let it go.
Okay, hold on. Let me jump in.
Tom, I can't let it go.
Okay.
All right,
A
hold
lot
on.
was said there. Of course.
All right, okay, we gotta stop right there because they both answered the question.
All right.
Go ahead, man.
What
Well, they
state
didn't, but okay.
allows those who have been adjudicated mentally ill or domestic violence abusers to buy weapons?
None. Absolutely none.
So they would be breaking the law.
Absolutely. The store would break the law and they will be potentially shut down. Literally shut down.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they will not be able to sell any more firearms. So if it was Walmart that sold it to the person and they didn't do a fucking background check on them, well, that Walmart will be closed within days. Not weeks, not months, but days. But I digress. Let's talk about bump stocks. He said the bump stock was 20. I'm gonna be petty. He said it was $25. Y'all think a bump stock is $25? That bump stock right there. What that say? That say $25. They got it for left hand and right hand. Which one $25? And the rifle itself costs more than $215. I think he was talking about a handgun, maybe. And even then, 9 times out of 10, most handguns are more than $215. Now there are the 22 long rifles, which shoots a bullet about that big, and it's about that round, and the projectile is about that big. So to each his own, however you want to look at it. But he was wrong in every single way. We do have background checks that have to be done before you purchase a weapon. Not only that, you have to answer a questionnaire. That's the reason why. Let's talk about Hunter Biden, who literally got a gun when he was on that list to not get a gun. But you see how you weaponize literal shit against one person, but not against another person's family. It's amazing how you do that, and that would be a high point. Yes, Kingdom Mind, you are absolutely right. That is the thick bitch. But assault weapons ban worked in 1994 until the end in 2004. What did it work?
It didn't work at all. It statistically had no fucking effect on crime.
The reason why it didn't have an effect because it literally most gun violence is done by handguns, and neither one answered the question on how would their candidate be better on gun violence.
Well, first of all, the way he put up the question was already weird because I was listening to him and I had to stop. Like, wait, what? Huh? He said, "Why your candidate is better in regards to why what are we gonna do about this gun violence problem in America?"
Well, whatever. We know what it.
And both didn't say squat about what their candidate's gonna do.
Absolutely, and that's why I said. That's why I looked at either man and said you didn't answer the question though.
But he actually did because Trump said prosecute. That's his key to stop crime is to prosecute criminals.
But technically, he didn't answer the question.
But he did say that, and that is Trump's policy.
Okay, if you want to take it as that, I'll give it to him. Trump says prostitute. Oh, you did say it? Okay, all right, whatever. If you say you answered it, okay. Mass shooters went down after the ban. No, they didn't.
It did not.
Target mass shooters are using assault weapons.
No, they're using pistols.
So what you're saying, whatever your name is that you want harder targets instead of soft targets. And I agree with you on that. I would agree that they should make these targets harder than soft targets. Like, how about, arming teachers? That's one way to do it. Let's talk about, we can actually have weapons in places where they say you can't have weapons. How about that? That's a way to make a hard target. That's why you see them having, everywhere there's a so-called soft target, which is the you can't bring guns into, like Walmart. Walmart says you can't bring guns in there, but guess what I do every time I go in there? I bring thy weaponeth. So you know, to say I'm agreeing with you on the soft target. Violence and violent crimes are tending down nationwide after spiking the dark over. Absolutely, you're wrong still about that. If you're not making them actually report, then of course it's going to give a false instance that it's going down. That would be insane to say violent crime is going down when literally
But
you
then
can
you
see
can.
it all
It's
down
funny.
in life.
But we're talking about being report right, but then we can see just how much people are actually getting shot. How is
Yeah,
that? How is
that's
it going down?
That's insane because most major cities are not reporting their crimes to the FBI crime statistics. So that's BS. That's what they want you to think. I mean, they literally tell you who reports and who doesn't report.
But it's not even
And
that.
Alvin Bragg lowered 60% of his felonies. He lowered to misdemeanors.
Yeah, but you can't even talk about the lowest in gun violence when you can literally take a look at people who what their intake rate in hospitals are, and a lot of them come in with shootings.
I mean, this is a no brainer. Again, we'll give that technicality to well, I will say this, E man. You answered the question, you just answered it shitty, sir. You could have elaborate on the question, sir. I want you to give more. I want you to put a nail in the coffin and don't leave it up for interpretation. That's what I'm missing from you. And I'm not saying that your debate tactics are weak or anything. I'm just saying from the last two debates I watched, I want you to put a fucking pin in these shits. I think that's what I'm missing from you. I like your debate style. I just want you to be able to put a pin in it and make sure that it's not up for debate what you're saying. That's it. I don't know if anyone else can see what I'm seeing because even Black ain't answering shit. So I don't even know what that is. Yeah, so all statistics were wrong. Whatever, man. Y'all ridiculous. Not a serious discussion. Okay, well, you didn't bring it. If you want to have a serious discussion, I don't like talking to chat. I do talk to chat, but if you want to come up here and state your claim, I mean, it's an open panel. Click the link, bro, or sister, whatever you are. I don't know what y'all. I can't. I mean, that's a weird name, but I don't know how to. I mean, I'm not saying statistics are wrong. I'm saying when you're telling that most major cities don't have to report, then yes, your statistics are wrong, literally wrong, because you're leaving out a major block just because, should I say, due to not want to be called racist. Considering everything is racist, math is racist, English is racist, breathing is racist, being on time is racist. I mean, come on, we can do this all day. So, I mean, for real, I mean, do I have to look it up and give you this to give you the information where it says that most major cities don't report their goddamn crime statistics to the FBI data, FBI statistics? I mean, even we had police officers come up and tell us there's a lot of them that don't report. We do have police officers that come up to this panel, and they have their own. Come on Tuesday. Come on Tuesday. We have a serious discussion on how much I hate the police.
That is not a serious discussion day for police issues, sir.
No, it's not because we get W's over here and the police lose all day, every day. No, but it depends on. Man, that's not true. It depends on what we're talking about. We do argue a lot more on that day though. But L.A. Wilkes puts on the show. What is it? Thin Black Line. He's a cop. He talks about these things. Talks about it. Go to his channel. I don't have his channel, but can someone drop LA's channel in the chat? Drop OG's channel in the chat. Wrestlers. The rest of y'all ain't got no goddamn chat. But let's get back to this video. We're gonna take one more question out of it. I mean, overall, it's a decent debate. Yeah, it's a decent debate. And I do have that movie, Conscience. We will be watching that. I downloaded it the other day, and we will be watching that. I can't wait to watch it. Where's the fuck is the video? Oh, there it is. There we go. All right, here we go.
A bump stock famously was used in Las Vegas during the country music festival. That's the only known time that I am aware of where a bump stock was used. Are those the pressing issues of the day? Maybe. I thought switches on Glocks were more important personally. You said that Kamala is a gun owner. That reminds me of the famous picture of Obama shooting a shotgun when, I don't know if you remember that. He had an over-under shotgun shooting skeet. And he's like, look at me. I shoot guns too. I guess he didn't like the truth. Well, we're just going to gang up on him. Do you remember the picture of Obama after there was some shooting? And he's like, look at me. I have a shotgun. For Kamala to sit up here last night or whatever night it was and joke about if someone comes in, she's up here talking tough like she's going to delete somebody. She has Secret Service. Stop it, Kamala. Stop acting tough. Stop acting like a dude. And as far as you go, E Black, I don't really know what your question is. What is her plan? Are they taking away the assault rifle or not? She said she is. You danced all around it, and you didn't really say what it is. Much like Kamala, we can't nail her to the ground or to the wall and like, what is the plan? What is the plan, Kamala?
What is the plan?
Can you answer it again?
Remember that, Mayo?
Does she have a plan? What is it? I heard her say, is she going to take away the guns? Is she? Or what are you saying there, E Black?
Well, that's what bipartisan is about. I think she's educated enough in law to understand what is applicable. I hope that as vice president, she's gone across this country and seen what is various parts of this country safety is needed. But once again, her plan has always, and her stance has always been good regulation of guns.
What is good regulation of guns? What does that mean? What does it mean, sir?
Like I said, once again, this is what bipartisan is. We can come to the table and say, you know what? Maybe 21-year-olds should be able to buy it, or maybe those who have been in a mental hospital should be able to buy, shouldn't be able to buy AR style guns. Maybe it comes with a gun-free zone, increasing the punishment on that. But once again, Kamala is the one out of Donald Trump. And if you compare Donald Trump to Kamala is the only one who can truly address the unique
What's your fucking plan then?
Second Amendment. Donald Trump is not mentally stable, nor does he have the.
Oh my God!
This is all over the place. It's all over the place now.
Good policy on the Second Amendment.
There you go. There you go. He said it right there. When you're 18 or even 17, you can go to Iraq and get trained on a gun. But when you come back to the country with the bullet hole in your body, sorry, you're not 21. I don't care about the Second Amendment. You can't buy a gun even though you're a professional shooter. Go ahead, either man.
Wait a minute. Not only that, but they're saying that, my body, my choice. It should be between me and a doctor. You don't own your kids. Your kids don't have to tell you when they want to transition. Let's just go with all the things where they're saying that there should be no age limit. But why you want to put an age limit on a gun, but you won't have an age limit on someone getting their shit chopped off? But I digress. My mic is muted.
Well, what has Kamala said about guns? On day one, she will act executive by executive order.
Yeah, which is non-constitutional, but she'll try it. But what's
she gonna do?
They don't.
What's she gonna do? And guess what? You can't have reasonable conversations with unreasonable, uneducated people. This man just called 10 different things machine guns that aren't machine guns by the definition.
Well, like I said, him and Kamala Harris is not smart on the issue, so it's what it is. These motherfuckers are always gonna be what they do. But yeah, I agree with you. I don't know what she's gonna do on day one, but she says she wants to take away God damn it, AR-15 style rifles, which encompasses a whole lot. And then they said semi-automatic, but semi-automatic just means anything that goes bang, release, bang, release, bang, release, bang. So if no matter what, there's a lot of semi-automatic weapons out here. So that means she's also banning handguns as well, which I would be all with if she wanted to take it there, because the simple fact is handguns are the cause of most gun violence, not the AR-15. But they don't want to have an honest conversation about what guns are actually the cause of fucking all the gun violence. They want to take it to the fucking AR-15, which is so small number. You know what? More people are killed with bats than AR-15s. More people are killed by trips and falls than AR-15.
More people drowned every year than are killed by AR-15s.
Let's stop the bullshit. Let's stop the bullshit.
More kids drowned in pools than die from AR-15.
But I see week or whatever, whatever the fuck that motherfucker's name is. Ain't saying shit no more.
Ooey2K.
Whatever the fuck that nigga name is. But it is what it is. Let's continue. We
give E Black the smoke that you want to.
Well, this is crazy because he's been talking for a long time. And the good thing about me, I have a great memory. First thing he gonna say is Donald Trump is gonna go to his mansion. What the hell is Kamala gonna go? Cam got a mansion too. What do you think? After all this is over, do you think that she going back to the trailer park? She worth $5 million plus. Look, she's not the middle class. Let's go ahead and start there. She ain't going back to the trailer park or the hood. She's going back to her nice house away from all those things. I just wanted to say I couldn't let you get away with that. But then when we start talking about these guns, right? And then you heard him like, I don't know what he was doing. I was like, where is he going with this? Talking about a man and a woman getting in a fight at Walmart, and then she just go to Walmart and she buy a gun and kill the man. First of all, we already have regulations on guns. You can't just walk in the store and get a gun. You got to have a background. See, this is why I question, do E Black even got a gun? I know he want to be on the cam, I got a gun side, but I can't even just walk into Walmart and buy a gun without doing a background check.
Absolutely.
So that's this idea that a kid, because remember he said a kid, that we got to use the word a kid. A kid can walk into a gun store. A 16-year-old, listen to what he said. A kid can walk into a gun store and just buy a gun. And we done seen every shooting that had nothing to do with a kid walking into a store getting a gun. They had access to a parent gun because their parent was not monitoring their weapon correctly. So that's the point we got to stop. We got to stop just making these things up. Or talk about somebody going to be fighting at Walmart. That's what you call broad brushing. I don't know if y'all ever know what a broad brush looks like. These two angry people walk into Walmart, buy a gun, and kill somebody.
Barnabas, I think he's windmilling right now at the topic.
All right. We're gonna cut you off. It's the perfect time to cut you off because we got
windmilling. Windmilling? Did this nigga just say windmilling?
Yes, sir. That's called psychological projections. Shit, because that's what he was doing. That's what he was actually doing.
That nigga said windmilling. My son literally had to wait fucking 5 days to get his shotgun when he was here. He bought it on Monday or Tuesday. No, he waited 3 days. He bought it on Tuesday bought it on Tuesday, picked up on Friday. The fuck are you talking about? Unless you have a CCW or one of those, that's the only time you can walk in and walk out with a gun. From what I know. I know here in Florida, I walk in, show them my CCW, they do my background check, I walk the fuck out with my gun. My son? No. He had to wait. My wife? She had to wait at one point in time.
And what happens as soon as you are convicted of a felony, Tom, in Florida with your CCW?
Oh, that shit gone.
Yep. It instantly revoked.
Listen, Mayo, my wife had a CCW. Guess what didn't come back when she wanted to buy her gun?
The background check.
The background check. Guess what she had to do?
Yeah.
Wait.
She had to wait. Yeah.
She had to fucking wait.
Yeah, because normally the background checks flag a name.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not your name specifically, but a name similar to yours.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
And that's why you give your social. You don't have to, but if you don't give your social, guess what? If there's anybody with a record with your name, you getting flagged.
Yo, I had a friend that everyone, like, his name was used by, okay, so he's Mexican. He's part Mexican, part Japanese. His name was used by a whole bunch of Mexicans that had the same exact name and got felonies underneath his name, but different
Oh,
socials.
geez.
So, you
Oh,
know,
yeah, he gets
all the
flagged every
shit that
time.
he every fucking time. He got denied for housing and all kind of shit because of his fucking name. That shit. I was like, damn, that's crazy. But all right, I keep saying that we're gonna be done with this. Matter of fact, either man, I'm gonna put this out in the whim unless he came back and just demolished you. This was a dub for you because the 10, 15 questions that we asked were not answered by E Black. If you want to watch it, there is the link to that. I want to get on into something else before we get up out of here. Hopefully I don't get banned or well, you know what? Let's watch it. I'd rather watch this Matt Wash one real quick because I like it. I like Matt Wash. It was you know what? Let's just get into it. Let me stop it right here. Present. Have you heard this place Counterpoints? Have you heard of that before?
What?
Counterpoints. I've never. This is my first time. And I was going around looking for content, and I found this. I ran into this, and I thought it was interesting. Considering I was looking for the video out there, was am I racist? Which I do have downloaded, guys. Just want to throw it out there. We will be watching it. We will be.
Wait, you managed to find it? I still can't get it.
Absolutely, good sir. Absolutely good.
I'm still. I want to see it so I can review it.
Yeah, we can review it on Wednesday. I'm down for it on Wednesday. If we still have power, because you know that's when the hurricane's supposed to be coming in and shit. Wednesday, Thursday time. So yeah.
Joined now by Matt Walsh, who is out with a new movie called Am I Racist? That is in theaters around the country. Matt obviously hosts his eponymous show with the Daily Wire. Matt, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. Yeah. Now, the movie's doing pretty well. One of the, I don't know if it was a coincidence or fate, whatever it was, as it happened, when your movie was released last week, everyone was debating whether a very particular post on social media was racist. So we thought we would play a little game of was it racist with Laura Loomer's infamous curry tweet. If Kamala Harris wins, the White House will smell like curry and White House speeches will be facilitated via a call center. And the American people will only be able to convey their feedback through a customer satisfaction survey at the end of the call that nobody will understand. One of the interesting things about your movie, which I really enjoyed, Ryan might have something to add on that. We might disagree on it. I really enjoyed it. Is getting to the bottom of the kind of the industrial complex that's been built up around race relations that often will advance this silly, incoherent, elite definition that used to be prolific in academia and then leaked out into the rest of the world. So by the sort of definition of racism that you're challenging in this film, is that Laura Loomer tweet racist? And then by the kind of definition that you're trying to promote of racism, which maybe you have a way to explain it, I would define, I don't want to put words in your mouth, as just sort of like genuine discrimination based on this belief that people of a different race are somehow inferior.
Yeah.
Is this post-racist?
I mean, by the definition advanced by, the DEI industry, it certainly would count as racist.
Right.
I wouldn't call it racist. I think it's just kind of a dumb joke.
Mm-hmm.
But if not very helpful joke. And also, by the way, I like Indian food, so I think when things smell like curry, I'm a huge fan of curry personally. So I don't see that as an insult. But look, someone engaging in stereotypes, it might be insensitive, it might be unhelpful politically, but it's not necessarily racist. In fact, I would say it's often not racist because to me, what racism means is that you hate people of another race and or you think they're inferior to you in some way inherently because of their immutable characteristics. So that's racism. And as long as you don't feel that way about another race of people, then you're not racist. You might have stereotypical views about another group of people. Everybody does, but it's not automatically racist. if you don't also harbor that ill will towards them. And as far as whether or not, so the real answer is that with the Laura Loomer tweet, I wouldn't say that it's racist. The only person who can answer whether it's racist is her. We'd have to ask her, well, do you hate people of Indian descent? Do you think that they're inferior to you in some way? If the answer is yes, then yeah, that's racist. But she'd probably say no. And if she said no, then I'll have to take her word for it. She's the only one who can speak to her own, what's going on in her own mind and her own heart.
Although she's a Trump supporter, she wants Kamala to lose. Presumably, she's making the point in a negative way, right? Like this is a bad thing. Like call center and like she's saying these are all bad things.
Well, this is an interesting point about stereotyping.
That would, by your definition, make it.
Because stereotyping is often leveraged to say that there's something negative that is generally attributed to someone of a different race.
Right. It's correct. It's negative. She means it in a negative way. Because we can assume that she thinks things smelling like curry is a bad thing. I guess not a fan of Indian food. But you can believe or engage in or repeat negative stereotypes and not be racist. You might just happen to think. So, for example, I'll give another example. Somebody might say, Asians are bad drivers. I don't know if that's actually true statistically. I'm not sure. But if you happen to believe that it's true, does that mean that you hate Asians? No, it just means that you think that Asians, by and large, are bad drivers. It doesn't mean you hate them. It doesn't mean that you're racist against them.
Although it could mean that you think there's like an intellectual inferiority, or it could mean you think there's a cultural reason that they're bad at driving in Western countries.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, and no one thinks that Asians are cultural.
I just think we're just inferring a whole lot of shit that no one said.
What are they doing?
If someone says you're a fucking bad driver, guess what? You're a fucking bad driver. That has nothing to do with saying it's you're not intellectual to drive. You're a fucking bad driver, bitch. Jesus fucking Christ. Asians are bad drivers. I'm sorry, they are.
And they've actually proven it's because of the shape of their eyes.
Oh, I know
they
that
don't
part.
have the peripheral vision that other races do.
Man, I'm gonna call bullshit on that because I seen a motherfucking Asian go up the back of another car, literally on top of a fucking car in front of them. So I don't know if the peripheral was bad or the front part eyeball sitting in front of them was fucking bad. That shit was funny. That's interesting, man. I know nothing about. I didn't know that their peripheral was bad. You would think since their eyes are kind of slanted, you'll be able to see more on the side. And the Asian on the listen, Kingdom Mind. I'm sorry. There's a lot of Asians that can't drive. It's okay. There's a lot of white people that can't drive too. And did you know that there's a lot of people out here that will not drive on the highway, Mayo? Did you know
yes.
that?
Yes.
I was like, that's a real fucking. I thought it was just on. What was that fucking movie? Goddamn, with the white people, white girls. God damn it, Christine. Was it Christina Applegate in it? No, it wasn't Christine. It was with Stacey Dash.
Oh, Clueless.
Clueless. Yes.
Yeah.
I thought that was a stereotype that motherfucker was scared to drive on the motherfucking highway. Oh my God. It's a real thing.
Oh yeah. One of my neighbor's daughters didn't even want to get a driver's license when she turned 18. She was afraid to drive.
Neither did my boys. Well, neither did my middle son. He didn't want to get a driver. He didn't care. He's like, y'all can drive me everywhere. What the fuck wrong with you, little boy? Fuck wrong with you? No, you gonna get your driver. But then again, he couldn't. Mayo, this nigga almost hit a cop, dog. I mean, woo, we almost all died from a head-on collision with a cop. That shit was scary as fuck. And I'm like this. He has a permit. I'm teaching him how to drive. That's all I can do. Yeah, but we almost died that day. Oh my God. But I mean, he's not wrong. That doesn't make you fucking racist at all. To say a stereotype. It's not racist. Sorry.
Or intellectually inferior. I think everybody understands that that's one of the other, because stereotypes can be positive too. Another stereotype is that they're very good at math and science and that sort of thing. So, there are generalizations you can make about groups of people that that can be largely true. And, I'm not sure I've ever heard a stereotype where I thought to myself, well, that bears no resemblance to reality. I don't know, unless one of you could think. I've never heard a stereotype where I said, I don't even know where that comes from. That's just falling out of the sky. Usually stereotypes arise because, society has observed things about groups of people, and they can be negative, they can be positive, but I don't see them as inherently racist.
Now, we have a clip from the film that we want to roll here. Let's go ahead and play this. This is from the dinner scene. Matt, you've probably seen this 100 times by now, but let's take a watch.
I used to be a white woman, an unsuccessful one, for many decades, and it was a miserable experience. And really, the hatred of yourselves and each other is like the not seeing your power, the being afraid. Like, all you do is talk shit about each other, talk shit about yourself. Oh my God, I'm so fat.
That's all they do. I'm telling you, these white women.
But that's it. It's I'm so fat, I'm so stupid, I'm blah blah blah.
Sorry.
Your kids are watching you, and they're watching you talking shit about each other, raging against the machine or being silent or whatever the hell it is that you're doing or not doing. And they know that you're not doing shit for them.
That's so important. That is so important what you just said. It's really important.
We may have to add you to our team.
Oh, I would love to take a seat and join you.
No, you're not allowed to.
How did you get the cameras in there, by the way? Like, set that up for us?
Yeah, they're not hidden cameras.
Obviously, they're like cinematic level.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody knew they're being.
Everybody's mic'd up. And
everybody's mic'd. Everybody knew they were being filmed, and they thought they were being filmed for a documentary about anti-racism, which they were, because that is what we made. So we, that's what we told people. We're making a documentary on anti-racism.
And did they know you were involved in it?
Probably not. Probably not.
So like this. So this waiter, like they didn't know that the waiter was part of the film.
No, they didn't. They didn't.
But they knew you had to be mic'd up because everybody in the kitchen and everywhere else had signed the thing. Is that how that worked? Or?
I don't think they knew that I had a mic on. And we try. I wanted to sit at the table at the Race to Dinner and be a part of the conversation, but we were told that they only accept women to be at the table, which I thought was interesting, because then our next question is, well, what is a woman? Which kind of harkens back to our first film.
Oh, he should have gone as
later.
trans.
Sit down in that scene.
Yeah, well, I kind of invited him. I earned my seat at the table. Right. I invited myself to be a part of the dinner, and I felt
as a man does.
It's painful. Yeah.
Did a little mansplaining to the women, and they seemed to really enjoy it.
It's weird to me because they famously, I guess it's not so famous, but they back in, this was years ago. I think this was pre-COVID. There was a podcast called Femsplainers that Danielle from Crittenden from and Christina Hoff Sommers hosted, where they had a similar experience with Syra Rao over the Race to Dinner stuff. And you'd think they would be way more careful, but it seems as though maybe they let their guard down. I don't know.
Yeah, that is, of course, I get this question all the time. It's like, how did they not recognize me, or how did they not ask more questions? And I guess I don't know the answer to that question, but I do think that the answer I generally give, that I think is correct, is that a lot of these people live in kind of a bubble. So number one, they're not as aware of, people outside that bubble as we assume they are. So me, as someone in conservative media, I'm actually outside of their bubble, which is weird to me because I know everybody in liberal media. Because I want to know what they're saying. So I kind of assumed that they do the same.
You're familiar with Ryan Grimm, noted liberal journalist Ryan Grimm.
So he's right about 12% of the time, which I appreciate.
I'll take that.
So, but they're kind of in this interesting bubble that they don't, not only didn't know who I was, but also I think it was kind of inconceivable to them that they would ever find themselves in a room with someone who doesn't agree with them. I think it just never occurred to them, because it's never happened before. Robin DiAngelo appears later in the film, and I think me sitting in the room with her was probably the first time in like 20 years that she's actually sat across the room from someone who doesn't already agree with everything that she thinks.
Part of the 12% that I've been right about over the years, I think, has been that I do think this entire DEI industry is, a grift, and it's just milking corporations, and also that
you've written about that.
Yeah, and that it is actively harmful in the sense that when like corporations, I actually do believe that corporations oftentimes internally do have racist structures set up within them, and also they all operate sometimes in racist ways. And when they get sued for that, and they're facing the consequences of that, one of the things that they do is they hire these DEI consultants.
Right.
And say, well, you can't come after us, actually. How could we possibly be racist? Like, we spent this money to bring these consultants in, and the consultants then cover for their more systemic racism to be allowed to continue without being interrogated. What it does is it turns the interrogation inward, where you say, well, these structures and these corporations can't be challenged. What we really need to do is look inside and find our own racism. And because we're all born with it or whatever, it's just inculcated in us. None of us are then responsible for it. And so therefore, we're not responsible for actually changing anything on a system-wide basis. But I'm curious, as somebody who like spent so much time within this grift of a system, like, what was your take on these folks? Like, do they believe what they're saying, or have they found like a consultancy that is that they're able to make money on, and they're kind of now locked into it?
Yeah, it's well, the short answer is I don't know exactly if they believe what they say, but it strikes me that they probably don't believe much of it, especially the parts of it that are so absurd on their face. But there's a lot of money in it, as we discovered making the film, and then of course there's a lot of power and influence, and also there's it must feel very, very good for them to be consulted as these kind of moral experts, and so that's what they get out of it. So it's actually not very complicated. That's why they're in this, because money, power, influence. Right, it's a tale as old as time. Now, on the other hand, you've got, so that's like the Robin DiAngelos of the world, selling the books, making millions of dollars. But then you've got the people that are actually buying the books and who are going to the race dinner and going to these seminars that we kind of crashed for our film. They're a more interesting case because they're not getting any money out of it. They're spending money, and they're not getting power influence out of it. So for them, I think part of it's like a virtue signal. They want to be able to tell their friends that, hey, I went to race to dinner and it was so life-changing. But then most of it for those people is that I think they actually do believe it. It is speaking to something. There's like something going on inside them. I don't know if it's just like a kind of guilt or something that they carry around. And a lot of them are secular. They don't have religion. And so this becomes kind of like a replacement for religion. I don't know if that's part of it. I think it's probably part of it.
Yeah, I feel like those people have kind of correctly identified that they were raised in a society that still does have racism as part of it.
And as I think any multicultural society always will.
Yeah, well, it's their way of.
This dude is severely fucking liberal, dog. I blame Mayo. How many did you get your white people, dog? How many did you get them? Take care of them for me, because this shit is ridiculous. Where the fuck is? Oh, down here.
Kind of trying to confront it. I think it's ill thought out, but I understand where they're coming from.
But what I would say yes, there's still racism in society. There always will be. As long as there are different races and cultures living together, you can have racism. I think we have a lot less of it than pretty much anywhere else on Earth. But whatever racism you find in society now is individual. It's not systemic. It's not in the system. These systems are not set up to disadvantage, quote unquote, people of color. In fact, the only real systemic racism you find anymore is the kind that's targeted at white people and also Asians. That's what affirmative action is. Like that, the only time you'll ever find a policy that specifically says, here's an advantage that you can't have if you're a race. The only time it ever says that is if it's singling out white and or Asian people. It doesn't go the other way anymore.
Well, so what about, and even people on the right now are saying Republicans have singled out Haitians. And this is an interesting segue, because we were just talking about multiculturalism and how wherever you have different people from different backgrounds, races, ethnicities put together, there will always be some types of discrimination, and the goal of the culture should be to minimize that. Has there been legitimate racism directed by high-profile Republican lawmakers? This is the accusation on the table towards the Haitian community in the United States, and particularly in Springfield, Ohio, in the last couple of weeks.
No, absolutely not. I haven't heard it. Everything I've heard has been critical of the fact that we're importing, thousands of people from the third world who are coming into communities. And look, America, nobody thinks that it will benefit America to become more like Haiti. Nobody thinks that.
Fact.
Or I would challenge anyone, if they do think that, to explain how that's the case. Like, in what way could this country be improved by making it more like Haiti? When you look at Haiti, what part of Haiti are you saying to yourself, we need more of that?
Beaches.
Well, we have more beaches than them too, right? Don't we?
Right.
We're a much bigger country.
We don't want a marine invasion and occupation of the United States that constantly decapitates governments and takes the money out of the country and saddles us with.
We don't want the Clinton.
This piece of shit just said that the United States and took all the money out of Haiti. When are Haitians supposed to be responsible for their own fucking country? This is what gets me. This is what fucking kills me. Go ahead, Resla. How much as you talked about Haiti? This shit gets ridiculous.
Oh, I got nothing to say. I've been saying Haiti's been screwed themselves up.
All right, so I'm gonna turn off this real quick. If y'all want to, I'll put the link in the back. I'll put the link in the chat for that one. That's more of if you want to sit down and just listen to white people ramble on how much they can do better to not be racist. I fucking hate using Jubilee because they like to strike you. But fuck them.
It's not true. Hope two people.
Okay, his stance is Trump is a racist. It mentioned the birther thing with Obama before, and he stood on that position like that was a good, hard-fought position to stand on. Here's the problem with his position, stand on that position. Hillary Clinton is the one that sparked all that whole birther shit. But they don't want to contribute that to her and the Democrat Party because it will be a bad look for Democrats to understand that one of their own literally started the birther movement against Obama. But
and his own wife said in public that he was born in Kenya.
Well, that too, but that was later after he was president, though.
No, before he was president.
I thought that was after.
She said he was. No, that was before he was president. That's before he ran for. Or that's when he was senator in Illinois.
Oh, okay. I thought it was after he was president. All right. Well, I stand corrected. Well, that's shit. Again, the one who founded it still goes back to the Democrat Party who founded the birther movement against Obama. It was not Donald Trump.
And how is that racist? How is questioning someone's birthplace racist?
Oh, he's gonna go in. That's a law.
and
that's a law.
He said the same thing about a white former California governor named Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yep. Yeah, well, trying by coming over here. What are we doing? What the fuck are we doing, sir? They shouldn't be here. No matter what, I'm still an American citizen. They ain't. Who cares if I commit a crime? Of course, I'm most likely able to commit a crime. Of course, an American citizen is going to commit a crime. That's not a big whoop. Oh, you got me there.
They only want to talk about the policies that Biden just implemented like 2 months ago.
Absolutely.
Not what's happened the last 3.5 fucking years. They want to ignore all that. Well, it's only 2,400 a day now. Bullshit.
This nigga said, let your inner nigga free. Shut your ass. Oh my God, that shit crazy. She was ready. Oh, Mayo.
She was one of the better ones. And honestly, the left took this and took a lot of out of context clips to make it look like they won.
Absolutely. Did you expect them not to?
No.
So that back and forth right there was kind of, well, it wasn't really back and forth. It was a whole bunch of white women screaming at him. I don't think little white boy was ready for old cracker bitch right there.
No.
She wasn't trying to give an inch at all. She knows when you give an inch, they're gonna take 17 miles. Her husband is a gang member. Super ain't shit. They allowed it and encouraged it, absolutely. So the next question that they're gonna ask on here, I think, is what is it? I don't think Donald Trump loves this country or something about this dude right here. Though passionate, got on my fucking nerves. That's all I wanted to say.
He was
My head's up. I'm using someone else's stream. Boop de boop de boo. They about to cut a nigga off.
Blah de blah, da blah blah, da de blah. Comment. Discuss. Fair use.
Yeah, that shit don't work either, dog.
I know.
It don't.
It should. It's their policy.
Yeah. It. Whew. If you continue playing that, you will get. That's just so annoying. So what they're going off based off is the hearing it. Even though they say you can play it without the video being played and just play the audio, but they still copyright you not copyright you, but they still try to get you for the audio.
Yeah.
Which makes no fucking sense to me because they say you can use the audio. Don't want to see the Porsche get taken down. Oh, we're not gonna get taken down. Oh, it ended. That's okay. And I'm not even playing the goddamn video.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I'm still in the chat though.
Yeah.
I've been stopped playing it. I think it's because it's on a delay.
Yeah, those fucking assholes.
Yeah.
Hey, since it's not playing, fuck you, YouTube.
That's a fact. Fucking YouTube on a bullshit.
Yeah.
Oh man. This was a good video. I mean, if you watch it, I'll watch it. It's hard to get through some questions because some of these people answer good, and then some. You know what? Constantine said, just move over to Rumble. Yeah, we are on Rumble. We can fucking end this shit on the porch and stay on Rumble.
Yeah. You put it in the chat?
Yeah. Where is my Rumble link? Here it is. Damn, what's taking so goddamn long? Come on now. Y'all bullshit. All right, there it goes. All right. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna head over to Rumble, guys. These motherfuckers be on a bullshit again. I'm gonna paste it in the chat. This was fun. The debate with Eat Man won, but we're gonna go to Rumble where we can actually listen to this stupid shit and then go from there. Facebook, piss off. YouTube, you can piss off too because